Up dog.
Big fella.
The fella tour continues. We're in the Mile High City here. I got to question our planning. I think we should have came in today instead of Wednesday, but that's neither here nor there.
I know. You asked me that today, and I was my reasoning was I just want to get on the road.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do.
Sooner the better.
I wish you guys would have come today, so I would have seen you last night.
Yeah. Kyle Keefe, John Michael Lyles, thanks for joining us, fellas. Looking National League. Look at those outfits. That's nice.
It's always a competition. Like, Riker always wears, like, these super-duper
Nobody
coats.
looks at what Riker – it used to be everybody looked at Riker's clothes, and then
it.
since he started the mullet,
now they
nobody
look at his
cares
hair.
what he wears. Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wears the most ridiculous stuff, and nobody cares.
You're like, well, I can't stop looking at it.
You can't.
It's like a car accident.
You can't.
I don't want to
It's
look at it, but I
unbelievable.
can't stop looking at it.
Hey, and if we win tonight, it's coming off. We
Can't
got
wait.
Floyd's 99 Barbershop. They're going to let me do the first 2 swipes.
They are.
I'm going just full right here and just leaving that freaking rag on the back. And once he gets a cut, it's over. He's nobody. He's just going to be a dude.
I feel like people are going to not like him without a mullet.
He
The
might
mullet's
lose his
all you
job.
guys got.
Obi might come in and steal his job next year.
Let's talk about L2. We talk about you guys a lot. You guys are one of the best in the business, if you ask me. You guys must love doing it. Johnny, your wine cave is fucking National League, brother. I love it. Thank you.
It's
Old-fashioned number 58 since I've been in Colorado here.
Gets paid to get drunk for a living. That's not a bad gig.
It's funny. Kiefer's got to cut me off in post game sometimes because I go right past the line. He's like, "Well, Johnny's slurring. We're gonna leave him alone."
He's like, it was a great call by Kilmacar.
You know the hardest name to say when you're half in the bag is Landeskog.
Yeah.
I say Landeskog every
What
time.
about Nistushkin?
I don't even try. I call him Choo Choo.
Yeah, choo-choo. Yeah, that would be tricky.
You
I do say drinking on TV makes for better TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Other than the red teeth and
Yeah,
the hair just goes
it's a
everywhere.
dead giveaway. The lips, and
Yeah.
the teeth.
Are you going to tell him what you did tonight?
I don't know that I want to alert everybody, but I did bring. So when we win, I drink bourbon post game. And,
Yeah.
I've been like elevating every round, and so we're on the Pappy 15 year right now. This round. So I may or may not have a flask of Pappy 15 if we win tonight that is going to be shared on the altitude set.
He's going to sneak
Oh
it
my
into Ball Arena.
Where's that flask?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We'll see. We'll see if it works.
And then when you lose, when they lose, which you don't lose much, you just always have a nice glass of red wine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Pappy's going down no matter what.
Boys, I'm worried. Listen, me and Kiefer last night and the up dog. Kiefer and me, I hope we didn't jinx it because we were talking a little bit too much about them winning. And then all of a sudden I come outside in shorts and there's like a thunderstorm, lightning storm coming. This is not like are we concerned here? Or am I thinking too much into it? Or?
Johnny, it was hailing in Vail when you came down.
It was hailing.
Yeah. Are you
Goddamn
feeling confident
hailstorm.
though, boys, that they're going to get her done here or what?
I do. I'm all I do is want to puke before every game, regular season or playoffs.
You get nervous?
Game two of the regular season.
Butterflies.
Yeah.
Buddy, sick, like
How do you
diarrhea.
handle
Like
it?
sick. Yeah. Like I feel sick to my stomach.
That is not perfect.
But today I feel good. Like they're just buzzing right now.
Would you take some Pepto-Bismol when you woke up or something? Like,
I could have used it.
You feel good because you were out with us till
right.
that time.
I woke up and I was like, this
Midnight?
isn't my bed. What am I doing in my daughter's bedroom?
He told me last night when I talked to him on the phone that he's obviously going to dinner with you guys. He said, I'm going to be home by midnight, and I just started laughing.
What'd you think of Updog's ordering skills? That was a
Buddy,
National League order, right?
I mean, here's the best part about it. That's actually the first thing I thought about this morning when we got our shrimp scampi. He was so mad. He's like, there's
like
5 shrimp here.
There wasn't even 5.
I know.
There wasn't even one for each.
But
Did
when
you order for the table?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, John,
I love it.
John, he goes full on wine list, menus,
I
mac
love
and
it.
cheese, 14 appies. Here we
I
go.
gotcha.
was
The
a solid
last
order.
dinner we had was Caribou Club in Aspen.
And you did all the ordering.
I don't remember.
By the way, that guy that takes care of the boys there,
Oliver.
world class, Oliver.
Unbelievable.
If you get in his wine cellar, you're having a good time. Huh?
You're
For the record, do you know how big the wine cave is?
In Caribou
The
Club?
wine cup.
in my
I was going to
basement.
ask, what's the temperature in there? Because Obi likes to keep it, like our studio, he likes to keep it
About 62.
62.
It's so I have the door open, so it's
Okay.
not big. I have a. Honestly, if
funny.
I showed you the setup, you'd be like, "This is not National League." I have a folding table with a chair. I have 3 wine boxes with an iPad and a ring light.
It works.
It looks National League, bud. You got the tie on perfect. You're just sitting there. I did often question sometimes how big it was. I'm like, I wonder how much room Johnny's got in there.
I can't extend both arms. I hit wall and I hit shelves.
It's better than driving in and going to the studio, though. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah,
you're at your house in Vail. It's just a
and
perfect
people
setup.
like it way better. Everybody yells at me to get back in the wine cave when I come down here, so
Right.
might as well be there.
We missed you on the golf course yesterday.
Hey,
he's a stick, by the way. He's a
Yeah,
stick.
he is.
Hey, 4 birdies on the back.
Putts
That
like,
doesn't
putts like Ben
happen very
Crenshaw.
often.
He does putt like Ben Crenshaw.
Gentle Ben
Yeah,
over here.
I know, it's true.
So I show
That's
up,
true.
Johnny hung cheese, and I'm the first hole double, second hole double. The first hole I lost like 6 balls.
Yeah.
I pro V's too.
What'd I tell you?
I know. You said
have-
bring the top flights.
You have to humble yourself and not hit driver at the sanctuary.
Yeah.
There's like 4 holes you should hit driver.
Yeah, it's definitely not a driver track.
Yeah.
47 on the front, and then I got to go
36
on
on the back?
35 on the back.
35, yeah.
Heard.
He made the winning putt on 18, though, to put the boys away. But it was a
Heard.
great track. That's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it is.
And you
It's
cleaned
really
the
cool.
place out of White Claws.
Oh, my
They
God.
literally brought out 2 cases.
Is that why I have a headache?
Yeah. Well, that and the wine.
Among
and
other
The
things.
martinis.
martinis. We ended up at the whiskey bar. By the way, where'd you learn how to play pool? Because we cleaned up last night.
It was you, bud.
We cleaned up. What a solid team.
I mean, he seriously, he's good at everything. First of all, his drives are like
He's got a man crush on the
400.
up dog. Johnny. One day he's got a man crush on
just
the
the
up dog.
whole everything.
He's like, this guy's stories are awesome, man. This guy's. I go, all his stories have the same kind of content. Though.
they do, but they're all
guys,
so different.
Guys.
It was, yeah, yesterday was epic, man. I just being with the boys, like,
Yeah.
it's just.
Uppy had heard,
Well, it's
Uppy had
elite.
heard a lot about you, and I think he was over expectations, right? Like
He
I've been
live up to it? He lived
I
up to
think
it?
he went over the expectations, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Kiefer.
You try. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Kiefer?
yeah, Kiefer,
yeah, 100%.
You stayed out later than I thought you were going to, too.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's, he's hard charging. When you started breaking the martinis at Ocean Prime, I go,
That's
we
a
go.
problem.
Here we go.
That's
Here
a
we
problem. Yeah, me and the Uber driver had an interesting conversation on the way home. We were talking about heaven. I was like,
Yelling at you not to puke in the back.
yeah, I mean, I'm like, okay, we've gone over.
I like
And
when
how
you-
close it seems right now.
I like when you jumped on the FaceTime at dinner not knowing the person. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, yeah. I'll tell you what, you got to take a little bit more time off work. You got to enjoy life.
Emmett.
This guy's Jack. Jackie's husband?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
just jumped on the
Just
stage.
jumped on it and said, life's too important. You can't work too much. You know, this and that. It was unbelievable.
His go-to is FaceTiming people when he's drunk. He FaceTimes his whole phone book when he's drunk.
Are you a big FaceTimer? This guy's a huge FaceTimer. I'm not a big FaceTime guy. Do you like to FaceTime, Johnny?
I FaceTime the kids. That's
Kids,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah,
The
that's.
problem is the triple chin comes out for me. Like you FaceTime, they're like, oh god, dang,
Triple
have
chin.
another.
It's all
Yeah,
about
but
angles.
the perfect shave job. Also.
Kiefer, you got to get the angle up here.
Yeah, you
buddy. It's all
I
about
know.
that, buddy. Come on.
Have another burger, Kiefer. Jeez.
Hey, so what type of atmosphere is going to be at Ball Arena tonight with the Lord Stanley in the building? What are we thinking?
It's gonna be crazy.
I mean, I'm so excited for the fans more than anything. I think I was telling you guys yesterday, this is so cool for the players and the organization, but for the fans that, went through the 48-point season, 3 straight losses in the second round, knowing how good your team was. I'm just so excited because, they're crazy. I mean, it's so loud, and I know that they say that home ice doesn't matter, this and that, and I totally disagree. I always say to the fans, you can't change what happens on the ice, but you can change the environment in which it's played.
Yeah.
And they can. Oh man, it's gonna go.
It's nice to
It'll
see.
be- it'll be
It's nice to see it buzzing because when I played here, she wasn't buzzing, Johnny.
Oh,
it was a little quiet in there some nights.
How many O'Brien jerseys do you think we'll see in the crowds?
I think there's gonna be a couple. I think
hope
I've
so.
seen a couple.
Yeah, yeah.
My one buddy wore one. And he said he put it on Instagram. Rumor has it he still hasn't showed up to practice. Kiefer, I want to ask you about Landy. I know he means a lot to you. He means a lot to me. I'm fired up for him, but just how excited will it be to see him if they do get her done tonight?
Landy is such a good human being, right?
Yeah.
And he leads by example, and the boys follow him, obviously. But he was there. I mean, during that 48-point season, he was the guy that would stand up in front of the media and answer those tough questions. And he's never wavered. He's I hate to use the phrase even keel, but Johnny, I mean, he really is. I mean, he's an absolute unit.
Good hair.
Yeah. Oh God, he's a man rocket.
Understatement. Yeah,
I was like,
guy's got it all.
Hair.
Johnny, my rookie year, I go, Landy, it's, Chris Pronger told me 100 games for no bucket, but you can flip that fucking thing off anytime you want, but
Yeah.
you can flip that off.
It's like getting better too. It's
I know.
It's like not
I know.
not receding at all, and man, it's impressive. He's an unbelievable guy, and I think there's a number of guys that could be captain on the Avs on any given team, but like Landy is just like the perfect mold of what you want as a captain, right? And not only that, but like he signs that extension last summer, and the year that he had up until the point where he had, the surgery, like he's having the best year of his career, and then he's returned not having played a game coming into playoffs in 6 weeks, and had an unbelievable playoff.
Speaking of Landy, the night he signed his contract, he FaceTimed me.
Yeah.
And then we were up at the Broadmoor, right? And he's like, get a bottle of wine.
He's
I'll call you back.
He's like, Kiefer, don't worry about
Yeah,
dinners on the road anymore.
Yeah.
I got him, buddy. I got him, buddy.
Yeah. God, I'm so excited for these guys.
Yeah. And Johnny, what about a guy like you? Obviously, first of all, you do a great job with the alumni, so thanks for doing that part. I was here for 2 years. I wanted to be here longer, but you've been here for a long time. You've seen ups and downs. How excited are you for the city that this could get it done tonight?
Well, it's unbelievable. I mean, it just like you said. I mean, the 48-point season. I came in 2003, so like we were still in the heyday, and like the Pierre Lacroix days and times, and from there, like I was here till 2011, and we saw a couple of lean years toward the end there, and so I've seen kind of everything, and then coming back in 17. Like people have been waiting for this, right? And you see the team that Joe's put together, and like Landy's the start, and then you get you have like the McKinnons and the McCarr and Bo Byram and Rantanen, like just all these draft picks that he's put together, but then adding different players, Kadri and Kemper and
hey, how about those
just
top two lines
like,
when you came into the league?
Yeah, I mean my top two lines. Like
what was that like? Sakic, Forsberg, and Hayduk or
so
something?
it was Sakic, Korea, Solani.
How are you? How much money's on that line? About $400 million.
I think PK took a deal here, though. They all took a little less. To come,
so Paulie took. I think he was 1.2, and I think Timu was 5.8 that year. Which was
Timo's not playing for 1.2.
$4 million less than he was making the year before.
Timo's not playing for 1.2.
He's still the gas and all those cars.
Exactly. And then the other line was Forsberg, Tanguay, Hayduk. And so and then our defense was like Footy, Blake, Derek Morris, Scraston, Skula. Like it was like walking into that locker room, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I had when I got traded from Anaheim to Tampa my rookie year. They had Vinny LeCavier, Brad Richards, Dan Boyle.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hey guys, Shane O'Brien here. How you doing? Where's my stall? Time's the bus, boys. But
it's intimidating. Tape?
Can
I get you some laces?
We appreciate you boys doing this. One last thing, we know we got to get on TV looking sharp like that. If they do win, are we all right here tonight? They're not going to be any like, how crazy is this city going to get? Like, do I got to keep my head on a swivel, or is everyone going to be hugging everyone? Or what are we doing? I'm coming to track you down if they win.
Well, you should come on TV.
I would love to.
And you can be as buckled as you want, because we're going to have champagne. We'll have the what do you bring?
That's good because we're going to be buckled.
I know you happy. But yeah, we're down in the Grand Atrium, and it's going to. I mean, we're going to be on the ice with the guys for,
till they kick you off.
Right. Great. But yeah, I mean, it's
game two, we're in the Grand Atrium, and everybody's exiting out of there, and so it's Kiefer, Riker, and myself, and we're this far away. And I kid you not, it was so loud in there, like I can't hear what they're saying. Like I'm reading Kiefer's lips to answer questions.
Wow.
Like it is, and that was game two.
Yeah. No, it's been, all regular season the fans, but it reminds you that Denver is a hockey town, right? Like the Broncos, I love the Broncos, but this is a hockey town too. So it's good to see. We appreciate you boys taking the time. We love what you do. Keep her going. Go Avs. And let's get in one.
Hey, we're taking a rickshaw. Or is that what they're called?
Yeah, rickshaw.
Are you taking one over?
Codwell the other night goes, you want to jump in this rickshaw? I go,
tag Missin Curfew.
You think this guy wants to put my fat ass around a rickshaw? No, let's just walk.
That guy's like,
sir, we've got a 3-person limit.
He's like, don't worry, boys, we'll be there about 47 minutes. Thanks, boys.
Doctor just got here.
We love you, boys.
Okay, thanks, boys.
All right. See you, boys.
Thanks, old Dr. Piss just got here. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Do those and break, those break. I could have done that. Yeah, a little like.
Hey, what's Byram? Yeah, they're right there. I want to pull him up and talk to you.
Mr. Byram,
Hey,
walk down.
Do you want to pull up Byram?
Yeah, it's just.
See you tonight.
Yeah.
We got time.
Up dog, baby.
Big fella, we're back.
We're back, and we watched the game Wednesday night at Dirk's Bentley.
What a bar.
And we look across, and we meet this beauty, Sean Bowen, Byram's dad. Sorry, Sean Byram, I apologize.
That's okay.
It's been a long
That's
couple
okay, 'cause
days.
you messed up the name forever since we've been talking about.
Yeah, I did mess his name up a lot at the start, but we've loved your son from day one.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. And a funny story about the name. It looks like a pretty simple name, but everybody misspells it. Kevin Bieksa was saying it right for a while, and then he started messing it up. Funny story. My uncle Ray, his name's Ray Byram, and we call him Rev Bypam because he used to get parcels all the time that say Rev Bypam on them. So. Anyways, don't feel bad, Shane, because everybody does it, and I don't know why. It just seems to be a difficult name to work out.
Absolutely.
Well, you're an absolute beauty. Me and Updog said you can play on our team anytime. So you did play a little bit, right? We were talking about that. You played in the American League and then over in Europe. Is that what you did?
I played in the Western Hockey League, and I was drafted by the Islanders. I played 3 years in their system, Springfield and Troy, New York, which is called the Seedy Islanders. I got a cup of coffee. I was up for a month and a bit there, played 4 games, and then I signed as a free agent with Chicago and played 3 years in their system. Actually, at the time, I was supposed to play there. They were all excited I was going to be a big centerman. They wanted to trade Adam Creighton away, and they kind of wanted me to take his spot. And I laid an egg from the start.
You laid an egg.
Didn't work out.
Were you having too much fun, or was it?
It's kind of a long story, to be totally honest. I probably couldn't skate quite well enough to stick around, like to play regular. If I felt really good, I could keep up. But if I was off, and most of the time you're off, right? you really are, right?
Yeah, usually.
So I was a good player. I was a good minor league player, but when I look back, I probably could have worked harder too. As far as off ice stuff,
we all look at ourselves.
It wasn't like it is now. So, and then after I was done with Chicago, Indianapolis, and the IHL, I went to Europe for 8 years and played all over the place: Austria, Italy, Britain, and it was really good because it extended my career a long time. And I always said if you weren't getting ahead money-wise, you better get to work at something else. And so we were able to make some money and get a bit of a head start on life with the Europe thing.
It's a good thing over there. I told Updog, I went over, and Ups was still playing, and I said, if you have the opportunity, go over there for at least a year. And he went to Switzerland. I was in Finland and Austria, like we were talking about the other night. But it's a cool culture. The fans are great. They're screaming and yelling, the flags and everything.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
So I played in an outdoor rink there.
Yeah.
I was in a little tiny town. The one side was up against the mountain with an open roof. Snowstorms, snow would be fucking blowing in. Rain, like when it would rain, the fucking ice would be there, putting buckets out, and like all warm-ups is held back 30 minutes tonight. We got to like fix the ice. It's just, it was a shit show.
You're like, well, this is
throwing fires, like fucking.
You're like, this isn't the Staples Center, is it? This isn't the Bell Center here, boys. Where we play?
Well, funny is my first couple of years was Italy and Austria, and then Britain. The hockey took off there, and then it was mostly Canadians and Europeans playing in Britain with a couple Brits. And the game probably, I would say, was maybe quality-wise between the East Coast League and the American League or the IHL. And it started, I went there to get away from that. But I don't know if you guys paid any attention, but it really got tough.
Yeah.
A lot of ex-NHL and American League tough guys came over, Troy Crowder, Mike McWilliams.
Troy Crowder.
And
is that the guy that went toe-to-toe with Proby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best, maybe best fight
he was
ever.
Probably just before you.
Sean, we got a question from Will. He wants you to ask you about Bo's dominance in the World Juniors, and that's when I first saw your son play. So how was that experience for you?
Well, it was good and bad. The first year he went, and they won the gold, all was well. And then the second year, it was great, but they didn't win.
It broke my heart.
And silver medals don't cut it, right?
Me and this guy were
I got two of them. 2 World Junior gold silver medals.
Yeah.
It fucking eats me alive.
We were watching the game they lost to the U.S., and we were cheering like we felt like kids again.
Yeah.
That American team was good with Zegras and those guys, but
we were flat.
Spencer Knight,
the first half of the game we were flat, and we ran out of time. The clock ran out. The U.S. team was good. I'm not making excuses, but those boys played together for years, and they have a little bit of an advantage that way.
Yeah.
We throw our team together. Those guys
That's
all
a good-
play on the development team. But I do believe that if we would have had fans in the rink, I think we might have beat them. Now, having said
Some
that,
drunk Albertans in there would have definitely helped out.
rig pigs, like Scotty.
I could have sent all my buddies. Hey, my buddies from Fort Mac could have been in there, and it'd been fucking. It'd feel like Europe.
Yeah.
Those boys would be throwing a madhouse.
So to answer Will's question, it was bittersweet because we didn't win the gold. It was great to see Bowen. Him and Dylan shared the C, and that was pretty cool. But it's gold or bust. Like it was disappointing.
Talk about just being a parent, a young parent. Your kid is 21 years old. He's in his first full season with the Avs, and he's now one win away from the Stanley Cup. Just how cool is that for you and Stacey to be here and experience this whole playoff run like this?
It's hard to explain. You guys both played in the NHL, so you reached a dream that's almost unattainable generally for people. So you guys have lived your dream. It's a dream for parents, for their kids to live their dreams. It actually gets to be more important than anything you do.
Yeah.
So it's hard to explain, but the one thing is for sure is all the time we're saying to each other, like, I'll lean over and say, Stace, can you believe Bowen's play? And so
Yeah.
because we're drunk all the time. But no, seriously, I'm joking. Well, we are drunk a lot.
Hey, don't worry. We saw you the other night. We
it's-
know what it's like, and there's a lot of pressure in these games.
It's surreal, really. Like
Yeah.
we're not really totally grasping the whole concept of where we're at here.
Yeah.
And it'll probably take a while
It
to
will.
kick in. Now, hopefully, we win. We've got 3 games to do it. We don't want to put too much pressure on tonight, but it'll probably take a long time to really realize. And just to make sure we're not just talking about Bowen, our daughter Jamie, she's tree planting. She's a hippie chick.
Yeah.
She's tree planting up north. And
What up, Jamie?
and
Yeah.
we're disappointed because she kind of finally had to come to grips with not being able to make it. She's in the bush, and so we kind of have one open seat.
She's in the bush.
Literally.
Yeah, and she can't.
She's in
She can't get here. So we wish darn well that she was
She
here.
got
So
a TV in the bush. Can she watch the match?
I'm not sure.
I don't think
how
so.
the-
My buddy,
yeah.
I was telling you, my buddy used to go tree plant.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
fucking
Yeah,
out
of
there, ups, and I
I
don't
know.
think
Yeah.
there's maybe on the phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gotta
So
send her a chopper.
Yeah.
I think they might have a bit of Wi-Fi, but it's some cockamamie put together Wi-Fi thing. So I don't know if and maybe they'll all shut down and go into town because nobody knew in camp who her brother was,
Yeah.
and then her friend that she went with let the cat out of the bag, and now they're all fired up about
They're all
the
Avs
playoffs.
fans up there.
So who knows? Maybe they'll shut down and go into Williams Lake or whatever town is handy, and they'll watch. But hopefully she can watch. But we wish she was here.
Yeah.
She's a super kid, and we love her just as much as
Yeah.
Bowen. But it's kind of Bowen right now.
Yeah. So how was he? How was you just talked to him obviously this morning? How was he feeling? Was he excited, nervous, ready to rock? All the above.
He actually probably would hate for me to say this, but I'm an honest guy, and people love hearing the real story instead of the bullshit.
Yeah.
He couldn't eat pregame.
Yeah.
He's nervous. Yeah.
I don't
He's
fucking
nervous.
blame
Yeah.
him. I was saying, talking.
Not
I think-
many of them can.
Yeah.
Be honest, it's not.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine even
Yeah.
the night before. Like you have a chance to win it. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be nervous energy. So.
Yeah, I know for us.
So at least he'll be light out there. He'll be jumping. He's like, he'll be jumping.
Well, I seen him today, walking around in his condo and that, and there isn't a whole lot left of him.
No, yeah. Well, we were watching the overtime with you, and you could tell both teams are tired.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're just battling.
I got
Yeah.
one question just on the way Bo plays the game. Has he ever, like through his young career, had he ever had a coach that said, like, Bo, I can't have you jumping in the play and playing as this fourth forward all the time? Because what he does, he's and him and Kale, they've created this new position in the league. It's like a dynamic defenseman of like a fourth forward. Has he always been able to do that? Has anyone ever been like, Like, did you push him to say, hey, you jump in the play all the time because that's when you're the best? He's such a great offensive kid.
That's a really good question. I coached the boys. I thought I had someone else lined up to go through the years with them in Cranbrook, but it didn't work out, so I thought I better step in. And so I coached Bowen and his kids from 9 to 12, and I encouraged every defenseman on the team to join the rush all the time.
All the time.
I said, I want all you guys learning how to play hockey. Anybody can do that other stuff. I want you guys. So I encouraged all of them. And of course, Bowen was a little more skilled than the rest. And then when he went to Lethbridge and played for Mike Dick, who, if you guys probably know the name.
Mike Dick, what's a great name?
Yeah.
Mike Dick.
And Mike's like a second father to Bowen. And he taught Bowen a lot defensively, but he didn't hold him back. And then all the way through junior, Dicker was his coach and didn't hold him back. And then,
Good nickname, too.
and then he got to Jared. And Jared, he's a great mix of old school and new school. And he's the perfect coach for this team. And he honestly, from what I hear from Bowen, because you know how kids are, they don't always want to tell you. These guys are out there. There's some defensive structure, but he doesn't hold them back. A funny story. I don't know how much time we got.
Oh,
but
fucking right. Tell it.
Scott Niedermeyer is from Cranbrook, where we're from, and he's a good friend of mine.
And Robbie Niedermeyer.
And Robbie.
Love that
that's
man.
right.
Love that
and you would have played with him, I think.
played well.
And Scotty kind of took a special interest in Bowen, just because Bowen was from Cranbrook. He was my kid. And Scotty watched a couple games, and he said to Epper and I, he said, this is ridiculous. Like, he's up ice every time. Like, if I would have played for Jared, I would have got 100 points a season. And he was just joking around, but serious.
Yeah.
He said, I played for Jacques Lemaire. Like, I couldn't.
And Lou Lamoriello.
He said, I had the handcuffs on all the time, and I just love watching Bowen up the ice all the time.
Awesome.
I wish you could have been my D partner. I'd still be playing, but
No
we could
kidding.
sit here all day and talk to you, felt
you
your
bet.
beauty. How's Mama Bear holding up over there?
She's doing well.
She's a good one. You got a good one there. So
I actually tried to get her up here instead of me, but she gets nervous when she does.
well, you enjoy the game,
Yeah,
buddy.
you bet.
You're
Thanks,
a
guys.
beauty, bud.
Yeah,
and,
and
appreciate you, Sean.
we
We'll
appreciate
talk to you
a lot.
guys at and afterwards.
100%.
Okay.
We got to get Mitchie on because he's got to go. Mitchie.
We'll see you guys later.
What section are you in?
We're in 130.
We're in 122.
Oh, you're not far. My buddies are in.
Just on the road. Army.
Yeah, just on the road. Hey, what's up, T?
All right.
Big fella. We're
One of
back.
my
I got
former
one of your
teammates.
fellow teammates, yeah.
Yeah, Mitchie, how you doing, fella?
I'm good. How are you guys?
The barn wasn't quite as full when we were playing, was it? It wasn't quite.
No, it was. There was quite a few nights on Tuesdays and Thursdays where it was dressed like a seat night.
Yeah. When it was Colorado versus Columbus, we come out, we're like, ooh, this is a tough one here, boys. Let's get into her.
Yeah, get into her right away.
It should be the Pepsi Center, though. Hey,
I love the old Pepsi Center.
Oh, the can, right?
Can.
The can.
Yeah.
There's no. They suck the air out of the can some nights. sure.
We're probably lucky there wasn't more fans. They would have booed us off the ice most nights anyways. I think maybe we were lucky.
Yeah, that year was a struggle for sure. But, I mean, obviously the boys are doing great now.
Yeah, so you're doing a lot of great stuff with the alumni. This is home for you now, so you're going to be fired up. You're doing some radio stuff with the team tonight before the game and stuff?
Yeah. So usually I do a little bit of pregame radio, just some analytical stuff for the team here, and it's good. It's a lot of fun just to kind of get to the rink and get the insight, and you feel the buzz, you feel the vibe. So
yeah,
it's a good gig. It's fun.
As far as the analytics, it sucks being on the other side of it.
Oh.
I was never an analytics guy when I played. They'd come off and they'd be like,
"No fucking shit,
hey,
you're
fucking
worse."
5 turnovers, you're -3. You fucking don't know how to back check." I'm like, what kind of analytics are these?
Yeah, but I had 4 kills last week, bud. So
For sure. Well, that's what I mean. They have all these categories with analytics now,
Yeah,
and I don't
it's
even.
what the
I don't
hell?
know what any of these numbers mean.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh, you're minus 56, and then
CPA.
can somebody
this
tell
and
me what that
yeah.
means?
yeah.
I don't get
You're
it.
like, I was +2 tonight. I don't care what your analytics say there, bud.
exactly. Oh, I picked up a secondary assist somewhere along the way. Great.
Mitchie, what I wanted to ask you, because when I played with you, you played hard. I love the way you played. You block shots.
Hell yeah.
How about nowadays? How many people are blocking shots? And this whole Tampa Bay Lightning team, like, fuck, they eat a lot of pucks, don't they?
Well, they have to, right? The Avs, they just dominate offensively so much out there. They have the puck all the time. So, I mean, what else can you do other than bottle it up in the middle of the ice and block Biskies? I mean, Cernak, he's probably playing on one leg right now. He's eating so many Biskies this series.
Like Stammer, I've never seen a captain or a top end power play forward block so many pucks with his feet. That's like what the grinders were supposed to do.
Well, exactly.
That
But
was
again,
what I was supposed to do.
it's this time of year. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was my third game. You were on the team, and I took a slap shot right between the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
wasn't
nose
meant
looks
to
good
do.
now, though.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's all right.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. No,
My
Mitch,
face is still attached.
you played it the right way. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Hey,
But-
Mitch, you talk about the alumni just for a little bit, because I got to hang with you guys in Aspen this year. You guys do great stuff. I mean, you went Aspen, you did a Telluride event. Just how cool is it to be part of a good group of guys like that?
Yeah, well, I think it's important for a lot of people and a lot of guys once they're finished playing, right? You lose that team camaraderie sort of thing that happens every single day when you're playing. You know, I've been playing. I mean, you guys both know we played hockey since we were 7 years old on a team until you're in your mid-30s, and then all of a sudden you retire and you lose that. So, I mean, we have the opportunity to skate every other Monday, get the guys together, get in the room, chirp each other a little bit, razz the boys. I know Kenny Cleese here. He likes to dump the puck off the glass all the time. So I'm always sniffing for Kenny to throw a pizza up the middle of the ice in the alumni skate. He's done it a few times. That's probably one of the main reasons I play.
Where do you boys skate out of?
Wow, Family Fun Center over there.
Like our old practice rink?
Old practice rink, yeah.
God, that's not the best practice rink in the league, was it?
No, it certainly isn't. It certainly isn't.
Maybe
so.
Kroenke will throw a new one up for the boys if they win this thing.
I don't know.
I think
wouldn't hold your
Eric
breath.
isn't Big E? Doesn't Big E own that, or Eric Lacroix do something out of the practice rink, right? Does he own?
Yeah, well, actually, myself,
Yeah.
Eric Lacroix, and David Clarkson. So you know
Clarkey.
Clarkey.
Yeah, of course.
So we all kind of went in and we created a hockey-specific training facility right inside.
Oh, cool.
Right inside the rink. So I mean, we have camp going on there right now. We've got over 100 kids that show up Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
What's
every day.
it called, Mitchie?
It's called Drill House Sports
Drill House
Center.
Sports Center?
Drill House Sports Center, yeah. So this is our first year, and it's been pretty successful so far. We just finished week 3 of a 10-week program for the summer for kids.
Is the goal for that to have like a program that eventually does travel and like a full academy type thing? Or?
No, that's more just this is just for kids,
For
the local
training,
kids,
yeah.
the local AAA kids.
Cool,
We
cool.
kind of, we're a little bit selective with who we bring in because we want it to be a good high intensity skate, and so that. It's good for the kids because a lot of kids, they would skate somewhere, then they would go work out somewhere else. You know what I mean? It takes up their whole day. So we wanted to try and kind of implement a little bit more of a pro mentality sort of thing where it's a one-stop shop. You get there, you train, you skate. We have lunch, we have food for them. So it's
food for them.
Oh,
nationally.
Food. Yeah, it's
I think
national.
that's more than we didn't even get lunch.
We didn't even get lunch. No, we showed up for the Avs, and there was a tray of muffins. Here you go, boys.
Hey,
get it in.
Subway today for the boys?
I said, yeah,
you did. We did have to do that.
There,
Remember that?
there was bagels every morning. I said, I'm not allowed to eat bagels. All right, I'm in the fat club. Was there anything else? Can I get a hard-boiled egg or anything like that?
Right? No, nothing, man.
Mitchie, are you teaching the boys any backhand sauce out in those clinics, or what? Are you
yeah.
You got to get the backhand sauce.
Yeah, always get the backhand sauce going. Just any sauce in general. There's at least 1 or 2 drills during the week where I'm like, hey, boys, it's sauce only on this drill. Right?
Yeah.
And so some can do it, some can't, but I mean, you know that I appreciate it.
Yeah,
juicy
you
sauce.
do. You do nice sauce. How was the softball game the other night? Did you play in the?
I played in it. Yeah.
How was that? That's a great idea.
It's such a good event. It's such a good event. I mean, you're there all day. It gets a little hot. It gets a little steamy out there, but I mean, just to be there with the guys, and again, it's kind of like a locker room thing.
Yeah.
All over again, but we're playing a different sport, so it's kind of fun to just play something different. My body was in one though for like a week.
I was going to say, I heard the beauty. I just met this guy 2 weeks ago on the phone, Rick Barry, Bears. I heard he wasn't exactly hustling down the line. Is that true? I heard he wasn't butting and getting the guy over, was he?
Yeah, he's
big
I'm playing
kitty.
first, and I ain't moving.
Yeah,
Because
no.
I ain't fucking running, boys.
Oh, dude, he didn't even play first. Parksy played first. So nobody's arguing with Parksy. Oh, you want to play first? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
But poor Bear Kid, he was playing second base, and I've never seen a guy take so many dingers right off the shins. Poor guy had a tough time bending over to get those.
I tell you what, anytime I play in those softball things, they're like, you're going to play third base. I said, like, fuck, I'm playing third base. I'll play center field. Like, you play the hot corner in softball, and some of those guys that were like diehard softball players, they rip it at you. You're like, no way.
Ball sails far out here in the mountains, too.
Yeah, it does. We played against the Cops, and I mean, they're all just big dudes.
Yeah.
One
Still-
guy,
still
the
in
one
good
guy
shape.
hit an absolute frozen rope just straight out of the ballpark. I don't even think there was an arc on it. It was still going up when it went out.
Hey, Kenny, you got that one?
Exactly.
It's like Major League. If that's not Shaquille O'Neal left, that baby's out of here.
Oh, no doubt.
So, Mitch, you fired up for this? Are you going to get in one tonight after they win, or what's your plan if they get it done? Are you going to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no denying that.
There's no denying that.
No,
yeah.
no.
That's why we
you'll
came here.
be getting a message. You'll be getting a message. We'll find a place.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you doing this, Mitchie. It's good seeing you. I don't know if you knew this, but I really enjoyed playing with you, fella. I know we didn't get too many W's, but we had a good time in the back of the back of the plane,
Exactly.
didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we? So
Playing at the card table.
Exactly.
Yep.
Cody McLeod, how's that beauty doing? You still talk to Cody at all?
I still talk to him every once in a while. I mean, yeah, the guy's
Still playing?
He's still playing. That's what I mean. He's still playing.
Kiefer told me that. Kiefer told me that. He's like, hey,
He's in the AHL this year. and
He's
led
playing in
fucking
the
league
minors.
in PIMS.
Playing in the minors, beating up 20-year-olds.
and loving it.
and loving every minute of it.
Kiefer told me he led the league in PIMS and only played
Played half
like
the game.
30 games or something.
Oh yeah, I think he plays games and then he does the radio. does the radio when he's not playing.
He's Reggie Dunlop. Eh?
He is Reggie Dunlop, 100%. But yeah, he's a good dude. I mean, talk about a warrior. That guy just grew up in the wrong time.
Oh,
like he
buddy.
should have been in medieval times,
Yeah.
putting an axe through somebody's face.
I
think.
remember, like, I'd be honest with you, that year, the Lockhill year was a disaster. And down the stretch, he was still, like, all in, but, like, wanted to win every game. I'm like, wow, this guy, like,
Yeah. Well,
that's when you show true character. When shit's going bad and you're losing and he still wants to compete and win and be, like, calling guys out. Like, I was like, wow, I had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to. Any guy that does what he does, right? Yeah. Like, blocking shots, would fight anybody.
Yeah.
He'll put his face in front of a fist any day of the week.
Do you remember when we got in shit for the Vegas trip? That was fucking, do you remember that?
Who was that? Was that Jiggy?
Jiggy got shelled. Jiggy got shelled one night, like 7-1, and he's like, the media. He's like, this is a fucking joke here. The fucking boys got their Vegas trip planned already, and I'm like, oh no. Sure enough,
Jiggy.
next day, Sir Sherman or Sachs, like, is there a Vegas trip planned? I'm like, I don't know anything about a Vegas trip being planned. All right, boys are just trying to get through the year here.
Oh, Jiggy was upset. He was really upset. He was not happy with the boys.
He's a good man too.
Oh,
though.
really good dude.
Really good man.
I love playing cards against that guy because he would snap.
Oh,
Remember how he would grab? He would sit there. He'd lose the hand in poker. He'd put his hands on the table lightly like this, and then he'd just grab a water bottle out of nowhere and squeeze the shit out of it and tap it and act the collies,
Easy money, Jiggy.
Oh,
yeah.
easy money, Jiggy. He couldn't bluff anything. Like, you knew what hand he had every time he played
How
against
much
him.
you miss playing cards, though? It was the best.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite things about playing hockey, period.
Yeah.
Was just being able to play cards, whether it was on the bus, on the bird with the boys. Oh,
I had lunch with Bertuzzo today.
we got
One of
a
my
question
best
here for
guys,
you
so.
from Jamie. He asked Mitchie what it was like playing in Germany. Did you play in Germany?
I did, yeah. The last 2 years of my career, I went over and played in Germany. So
What team?
I played for the Nuremberg Ice Tigers the first year, and then I played for Munich Red Bull the next year.
Nice.
So, and both phenomenal cities, really. I mean,
That's a good league, man.
That's a really good league. I liked it because you could have 10 imports on your team.
Yeah.
So
you
like
got
we had
along
10
with them,
we had 10 Canadian guys on our team.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Our two coaches were North American guys too. Like on both teams that I played for.
Yeah,
Like
I think when
great.
people realized how good it was that year they went to the Olympic gold medal final, lost to Russia. Remember? Like I think that's when
Yep.
people finally realized, holy fuck, this is a big boy league.
Yeah, Germans are pretty good hockey players.
I couldn't
mean,
get
look
in
at Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't get in that league. They're 10 imports. I'm like, I can't get in that league. Check my resume. Fuck, what do you want from me? Piss test? I'll piss the cup. Let's go. I'm coming over.
that's tough, buddy.
I'll just drink beers over there. I swear, boys. I swear.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no shortage
They
of
did
that.
their homework.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
they did their homework. So,
There's not enough beer in Germany for this O'Brien guy.
well, Mitchie, thanks for doing this, buddy. I could do this all day with you here, but we got a few more of the boys who want to get on. So, thank
For
you
sure.
very much, buddy. Enjoy the
100%.
game. If they
100%.
get her done, we'll see you after.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%, buddy.
Thanks, Mitchie.
Thanks,
guys.
Mitchie. So, who do you think we should get on next? Is there anyone that's like on a time strain or anything?
No, nobody else is on a time.
Why don't we get Ken Klee?
So you can get Kenny. I mean,
Up dog, you know Klee, right?
do you know Army?
Oh yeah, we'll get Army on too.
That guy won't shut
Up dog, go grab Ken. Go grab Ken.
talking. We should get him on. He'll be hilarious. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
You going to the game?
Oh yeah, we're section 122.
122.
Yeah. Where are you sitting up in the?
I just have
Are you schmoozing up there? Yeah.
just have a press pass all the suite somewhere.
You know what? We have 2 extra press passes too. Where would I pick those up? Just at the local.
Actually,
Kenny, what's up, buddy?
Good to see you, buddy. See you, pal. How's everything?
Good. Yeah. Mitchie was chirping you about going off the glass and out.
I heard a little
Hey, I said you gotta take what they give you. Hey, you gotta take what they give you.
Well, Byram's dad was like going, I remember you from the Leafs. I was like, there you go. There's Strokes Eagle. I heard Richie chirping.
so that's a Rory.
Yeah. No, I
And the show in the Mile High City continues.
And the old fashions are sliding down up.
How many is that now? Was that your second?
Second, yeah.
They are tasty.
It's not my second one since I've been in the state of Colorado, I'll
By
tell
the
you
way,
that.
thanks to Mile High Spirits for this
Chaser, he's a beauty.
nice little setup. Is Chaser
Lawton
here?
Cornell, where he is, fella. How you doing, buddy?
There he is.
How you doing, bud? Good. Up dog, we got one of your former teammates here.
I had
This
a
guy's
cup of
a venture
coffee with
beauty.
you, didn't I?
Where were you boys
One
at?
of the most handsome guys I got to come to the dressing room in Phoenix. Remember the day the trade deadline day ended in Phoenix and we played in Boston and fucking we brought in, I don't know, there must have been 10 guys showed up. There was hockey bags. There wasn't enough gloves for the new guys. It was like fucking training
everything.
camp. Well, Gretz, I remember Gretz the first time he came in to do a team meeting and Ulfie was running it. Ulfie was your D coach.
Yep, always Anderson.
And Ulfie, like Gretz would just be like, Ulfie and Furzy, just take it, right? Take it, run with it. I'm watching the video, and it was like watching a Nintendo fucking game. There was no like actual real footage of the game. There was just these X's and O's moving around like the screen, and I'm like, is this fucking real? Like I've never seen this before.
They were going next level.
They were next
because
level.
they knew Gretz was definitely going to try to bring it back to old school as much as he could.
Yeah, how was it? Uppy just got Gretz on the podcast, and I'd never met him. Like I played against him when he's coached you guys, but what was he like to play for?
He was great. I mean, for me, I was 7 years older, I guess, and the next closest guy, like Shane Doan, Ole Jokinen, all those guys. Steve Reinprick actually was there. They were 32. I was 38. So
were you 38 when you were there?
So
fucking
they were,
right.
turning 39, and they were, he was great with me. He just said, hey, if you need a day off, you need anything, just let me know. Do your thing, play hard, try to manage the kids as best we can, and we'll go. So, he was great. I really enjoyed it. It was
Try to manage Jovo on the back end if you can. Huh?
There you go. I started with Jans.
With
My first mission was Jans. Was like, hey, this Keith Yandel, we think he's going to be special, but could you kind of keep him between the lanes a little bit?
But he doesn't. But he doesn't know how to play defense. So.
I was like, I'll do the best I can. It was more his other antics, and I'm sure if you've ever seen him dance after games,
he seems like a beauty. He seems like an absolute beauty.
Great human for sure.
So for me, I remember you're back. I grew up in Ontario. I was a Leafs fan. Talk about your time back in Toronto. You guys had some good teams back then, correct?
Oh, just loaded. I mean, I think the one year we had 9 NHL captains on our team when we went into playoffs. And, we were loaded. We won the first round. Everything was going. There was parades in the street. I guess I'm still getting calls because that was, I think, the last round that the Leafs had won.
Is that when you guys beat Ottawa?
Beat Ottawa, in 7. And and then, unfortunately, we played Philly, and Eddie had a mental block with Hitch and Philly. He was in Philly at the time, Hitchcock, which
How do you do
out
that?
of
How
nowhere,
do you get a
I was
mental
like,
block from Hitch?
I have no idea, but you knew it right away. He was like, I just feel like Hitch knows how to score on me, and he tells our guys what to do. And unfortunately, we lost in 6. I mean, it was heartbreaking because we had the team, and we had a loaded team.
Darcy Tucker, Travis Green.
Yeah, Owen Knoll, and Gary Roberts, Joe Newend, Brian Leach, Ron Francis. I mean, all these guys got traded there.
Just a veteran.
It was unbelievable. Oh,
what year was that?
It was 03-04.
So I played with Robs in Tampa near the end of his career, and this guy was I don't even tell this, he's the fucking machine, right?
Yeah.
And I would come in the morning, and he'd be in the gym already, obviously, and I'd be like, morning Robs, and his neck was so fucked up that he'd have to be like, he couldn't even turn,
looking around,
and then he'd go out there and just be the hardest working guy. And
he was. See, I knew him when he was like a psycho in Carolina before he had his first neck surgery and all that. Then he changed his life, went full health kick, all that stuff. And so I was actually his roommate because guys didn't want to room with him. I didn't know that I signed there, and all of a sudden you're rooming with him. And I was like, well, why wouldn't he be with guys he knows? And then it turns out he snores like a freight train. That's why. So he would make fun of me because I'd have like Special K and bananas and an English muffin, and he would eat hard-boiled eggs and oatmeal and everything, flaxseed oil and all this other stuff. And I'm like,
very hard on him.
That's way too much for me. Like, let's just go simple, get some food in you, go play. So
we went over that year to Prague, and when we were in Tampa, we were over there for 13 days, and we didn't get Robs out all 13 days, but we got him out 1 or 2, and he turned the clocks back a little bit. Me, him, Ryan Malone, Mike Smith. I loved Robs. I was only with him for about a month and a half, 2 months, but what a great guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a phenomenal person. Just, great, loves to train, loves hockey, loves, now I think maybe he's worked for more organizations than he even played for. I mean, when you look at how many teams he's worked for, just because he's so good at setting gyms up, setting up training, schedules and programs for guys, so it's pretty cool.
I want to ask you about a guy. So for me, Matt Sundin growing up, he gets, he signs in Vancouver for 10 bananas prorated. He shows up in January, walks in. I'm like, holy fuck, that's Matt Sundin. Next thing I know, I'm driving to the rink with him, and what a guy. What a captain. What just a good guy. He scored the OT winner and then took us all out that night in Toronto. Like, not a better guy.
Yeah, no, you know what? People ask me, like, I was privileged to get to play with so many great players, so many great captains. They say, who's your favorite captain? And I always say, well, it kind of depends. Like, Dale Hunter was a Warrior. He kind of bonded our team in Wash when I was younger. But for me, like, Matt Sundin was the greatest captain because come third period, he would say, get aboard, boys. I got it. As long as we're tied going into the third, he would take over. You know what I mean? I say that Jaromir Jagr was my best, maybe first period player that I ever played with because he was so awesome. Like, he could change the game playing against him, playing with him. But Matt Sundin, boy, he was just, like you said, he was just that guy that could, you know, he was always a great human, great teammate, but he would say, hey, as long as we're close, I'll make sure I take care of it. And he was unreal.
Yeah. How hard could he shoot a puck?
Oh, he was a horse.
Yeah.
I like passing. Chris Pronger told me pass her hard, crispy rice, spicy tuna. Matt Sundin, if you're a little hungover, you're like, come on, Matt, it's easy, fella. Easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's ripping it. Well, he's a mule, right? He's a huge man, like huge.
You know
man.
what? He came halfway through the year and he was trying, like, you know how hard he works. Like, he was riding the bike, and trying to catch up. And you know what fucked him up the most too was he had all those years in Toronto, so playing on the West Coast. Flying, time changes.
It's
like,
harder. Yeah.
He's like, you can't get her going. I still believe we would have had Matt Sundin from Toronto Maple Leafs. We probably made it. We would have beat Chicago, in my opinion, because he just couldn't quite. He was trying hard, but he couldn't get her going.
It was tougher. I understand. Like the 1 year I played in Colorado here, it was hard on me physically just from the travel, like you said, because we had Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, get back at 4 a.m. And then I tried to go watch my kids play or something. And I was like, I had to tell my wife, I'm like, honey, I'm just gassed. Yeah. I'm like, I'm just going to get a hotel on the way home because I lived in the foothills. Like Joe Sakic used to make fun of me. He's like, you live out in the boonies. I'm like, well, I live in the foothills. I don't live in the boonies. But he's like,
come on,
that's
Joe,
like an hour drive. I'm not in Cherry Creek. Sorry.
Cherry Creek,
You're like, Joe, I didn't score as many as you thought. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Right on the 12th hole at Cherry Hills,
Ken, I got to ask you one more question. I complain a lot about. I feel like they pick on the D nowadays, right? You're not allowed to cross-check. You're not allowed to fucking do anything. They go to.
You were last game.
They were last game.
Last game was fun to watch. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
There was a couple. I was like,
oh my god,
that's a penalty. But could you imagine having to defend out there nowadays with these guys just flying around? You can't touch them.
So fast. Like, I mean, we saw the difference, right? When you were playing, when it changed more 04-05, you couldn't hold guys up. You couldn't grab a guy. You couldn't touch him. Blah blah blah. I was lucky. I still got the benefit of the doubt from a lot of reps because I had been in the league for 12 years then at that point. So then they were like, all right, Kenny, let him go. When I got to the third let him go, then I knew I had to. So, but so that was nice.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Oh my God.
All right,
but as a kid, you look at my stats, like my rookie year, I think I had 140 minutes of penalties. I probably had like 3 or 4 fights. Like it wasn't fighting majors. It was hooking, holding, grabbing, clutching, mauling. So, but it'd be tough. Like today's game, it's different. Yeah.
Kenny, we just had Bo Byram's old man Sean on, and asked him a little bit.
I just met him here.
Asked him a little bit about Bo growing up. You got 3 boys. 2 in college right now, 1 USA junior. Talk about being a hockey dad and just how cool it is now to see these kids kind of flourish and start to take on.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, when I first retired, I was like, okay, I missed out on birthdays and all that stuff when you're playing, right? I was fortunate to get to play a long time, so I missed a lot of stuff. But then to get to watch your kids do it, it's so cool. Like to go watch them, go watch a college game and watch them play. And now my oldest just turned pro, and my youngest is just heading the USHL. So it's really exciting for him. Just as a dad, as a parent, as a coach. Now I still coach, so it's fun to watch them. How good they are. It's unreal.
You're like,
right?
And you're like, boys, if you can get your feet moving a little faster than I did, I think you're going to be okay.
We play Absalom, and we have them out, and they're always like, Dad, that's a penalty. I'm like, it's not a penalty for me. So for you guys, so it's okay.
Let's talk about the alumni here. You guys are doing a great job, and the softball game you guys did the other night, it's a great idea, but it's cool that you guys are here in a great city of Denver and keeping this thing going, or getting it going, so to speak, kind of thing.
I mean, you're here. It's just it's an awesome place to live. Like Dave Poulin was one of my teammates my first year in the NHL in '94. He's like, if I give you advice, buy a place where you want to live in the summer, not where you play, because where you play, it's going to be ups and downs. You're going to get traded. You're going to get all this other stuff. But so we bought a place here in '98 when my oldest was born, and we've always had a place here, and it's an awesome quality of life. You can golf and ski in the same day. You can you can be outside. It's 90, and then tonight it'll be 50 or 60, so you can be outside. It's nice.
Always sunny.
Yeah, it's always sunny. Right.
There was a couple days where I would wish there wasn't so sunny. After a Saturday night out, I'm like, it could be a little less sunny here on a Sunday here,
for sure.
But it's a great. People are always outside. Everyone's always active.
It is. People are active. People love it. Just being outside. So it's a cool place.
Are you guys? Go ahead.
I was going to say, coming to the match tonight? The boys coming?
Are they coming?
Yeah, you and your
going to the
boys.
game?
You guys going to the game?
No, we're not going to the game.
Not going to the
No.
game.
We're just gonna stay. I said, hey boys, let's go downtown, have a few cocktails, and go around and watch a game and enjoy it, and just because obviously the city's buzzing right now, so it's a lot of fun. We went to games in the first 2 rounds, and it was so fun, and it's just really exciting. I think to be a part of the Avalanche and stuff, which they've done a great job here, so it's fun.
What a party this will be tonight. How they get it done.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. Kenny, you're a beauty, buddy. Thanks
You
for
bet.
coming on. I
Absolutely.
appreciate everything.
No
brother.
problem, guys.
All right, brother.
Yep.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Fucking right,
You bet.
Kenny. Thanks.
Is it the fourth period magazine boys on? Hey, Kenny, is there anything else that's like under a time restraint or anything? Are all the boys pretty good just chilling? Yeah, I think they're good. Okay. Up Dog, the boys from Fourth Period Magazine are here. The fucking inside scoops. They're looking sharp, boys.
They're probably not allowed to have any of these old-fashioned.
No,
Gen
these
A.
guys are
They're
pros.
still working.
No, not yet.
We saved
Not
that.
yet.
We saved that for post game.
Yeah.
That's post game celebration.
How you guys holding up? You've been flying from Tampa to Denver, Edmonton, everything. Are you ready for someone to win this thing and maybe put the feet up for a little bit and just kind of? Although I know you like to have a good time on the road too. I respect that about you.
We do all right. We do
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
We try. Look, we got like a few days, and then we're off to Montreal for the draft. So
We'll see you there.
Yeah, perfect. Well, the quicker this can wrap up, the couple extra days I can get some sleep, because it's not been much, but it's been crazy. Just going back and forth. We did Edmonton. We did for the Battle of Alberta, and then last round.
Against watch them get swept against Colorado.
Yeah.
And then
When
and
a
now
sweep
this,
happens, you're like, well, that's not
Been a
bad.
few days off.
It's tough for the escrow. The players are like, fuck.
I know. Yeah.
It's over in 4. This is tough on the. This will be
that
tough
TV
on the bank.
revenue up.
Yeah,
See you
this will
later.
be tough on the bank book. How was morning skate today? I slept in. I was fucking hungover.
I've never
I
seen
was
this
playing
guy.
pool till I don't know 2 in the morning.
You were taking everyone's money at the
Thank
bar
you.
last night.
You were.
You
I
were.
partnered up with his boy Kyle Keefe here.
I was
at
worried about
Avalanche.
him, boys, because usually I got like 2 or 3 missed calls from him, text being, "Oh, we get your fat ass out of bed." I'm like, "I'll eat it up, Shaw. Already in an hour or two." He wouldn't answer his phone. I'm like, where's
I
this
got
guy?
up.
I'm
And
like,
then
I was worried about my
FaceTime
boy.
the daughter, and I'm like, okay, she's up having breakfast. And everything's good there, and I'm like, I just might just lay back down again. I felt like a road trip again. It was like, when you're on the road and you win a game,
Day off.
you get to go out. The next day's off, and you just
Day off is game day. No,
Yeah, you guys were good last night. You were running around. You're like, listen, who wants to play? Who's playing
he's a
right
shark.
now?
He's a shark.
I
He's a
think I
shark.
took young McCarr's.
Yes.
Young McCar's and all his boys from back in Alberta. I'm like, I'll teach you boys how to fucking play.
We used to play this game called 4-ball at Loops Beach House, right? It's just 4 balls, and every time you miss a shot.
Right.
I think at the start of our careers it was 20s, and then maybe by the end we were playing hundreds. I don't know.
Oh,
but
no, it gets out of
these
control.
guys, I would lose like $500-600 playing with these guys every night there. Him and Lupo are sharks. I go, you guys go to school at all, or just play pool your whole life here?
No.
So
Found
he was
out where to
cleaning
make
up.
the money. Found out how to make the money.
Yeah.
That's it.
So Dave, what about Braden Point? I saw him. He looked like he was moving around pretty good, snapping it around. Is he going to be anything?
I think so. I'd be pretty surprised if he's not in. He was going through the motions, going through the drills like nobody's business. It was like he was game ready.
Mm-hmm.
So unless there's some kind of setback or somebody whacks him on the leg with a stick, I'm pretty sure he's going to end up playing tonight.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he isn't.
I think Point plays for sure. Sorelli, it's terrible for him to even put on a jersey with where the cut is on his arm. So he's the one I'm really looking to see how effective he is. I mean, the laceration on his arm probably
is it
painful.
tricep, bicep? It looked
the way that he went off,
I think it was his bye.
He came back in that game.
Yeah, he came back.
Did you guys, I guess in Canada on the Sportsnet feed or whatever, there's a feed of that going into overtime or whatever, third period. Patty Maroon had to put his jersey on for him. Yeah. So
couldn't lift his arm.
Couldn't lift his arm, and then Chernak probably goes tonight too. I mean, that's all bets are off.
Yeah,
you got to win. So.
They might dress up show tonight. Fuck it.
Right.
Why not?
I'm in. I usually play good hungover too. So
they may need it.
What was Torch's line? So sometimes playing guilty is fun.
Yeah. You got to learn how to play guilty in this league.
Yeah, you need guys that can show up.
Speaking of that, for you boys, how great is it to have John Tortorella back in the league? All right,
Oh,
we're all in the content business. I don't know how good the Flyers are going to be, but I know there's going to be some content coming out of there.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love Torts.
Yeah.
Good guy, good coach. I've never really met too many guys that have said, no, I want nothing to do with this guy. So I think it's good. They need to clean things up in Philly.
Yeah.
So I think this is step one. They got to figure out their roster a little bit. They got some stuff they got to do, and they're taking calls on a bunch of guys. But I think Torts will kind of get them in line, kind of right the ship a little bit, especially with some of the younger guys that thought maybe they can get away with a few too many things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Carter Hart's going to be roaming around too much.
We bumped
kind of right in line.
Yeah.
I played in Philly, and I got there when it was shit.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. And Philly they don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Like, you walk around in the streets, it's not like, hey, can I get a reservation tonight for the steakhouse? They're like, not a chance. You guys haven't won in fucking 2 weeks. You're like, but then when things are good, and usually it doesn't take Philly long to turn things around.
Yeah.
They've been known to if they have a bad year,
Right.
they get it done. But that was the Ed Snyder days. So
Right.
I'm curious to see how the ownership group will be like, okay, fix it.
Torch gets a bad rap because of the media.
Totally.
Like, I think he likes.
Oh, yeah.
I think guys like playing for him.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, continue.
My first year, like one of my first years early in Vancouver, that was the hallway. You were there.
Yeah,
obviously, you lived it.
Yeah,
but, like,
fuck.
There were some big fuck you matches in the locker room with Torch and his own players.
Yeah.
During that year. So.
But that's like
that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Torch, that was good. He's like, you fucking tell him I'm coming for him in the intermission. I'm like, Torch, calm down. Shirt and shit. There he is.
Well, and then after
Big Earn, he had him. If Big Earn doesn't grab him, Torch had Hartley, and I was sitting right here, and I was like, here we go. Yeah. And I was not breaking it up. I was just going to be like, go get him, Torch.
Well, and the Juice opened up the door from the medical room for the other side. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, the Juice is peaking.
Yeah.
The worst part of that, I was playing like 4 minutes a night in Calgary, so I was in Van City. I go out with Gurgis till God knows what time, man. Show up to the barn, take the option. I probably should have went out for a skate. Take the option. First shift, Big Earn comes out of Bob Hartley's office with this smile on his face. I'm like, what are you so giddy about? He's like, big boy, we're going old school tonight. I'm like, no. So the two D-men get kicked out. I end up playing like 26 minutes. I'm like, just dying. I'm like, you could have just put me out there, let me get in a fight, and I would have been out of here. Like,
and that's it.
Yeah. So
I remember Tom Cicito said after the game, he's like, they put their idiots out on the ice, so then we had to counter.
Yeah, that's hockey.
Yeah.
I remember Torch goes, how do you play for this guy, Obi? I go, I don't want to play for him, Torch. I go, I don't like him either, but.
And then much of a choice.
Yeah, Torch is trying to get at him, and we got Torch bent over the the glove dryers they have there?
Yeah.
Torch is literally bent over the glove dryers. And I'm like, Torch, there's a Hockey Night in Canada camera right there, and he didn't care.
No.
Like, he didn't
Old
care.
Bob Cole's up in the booth loving it.
Yeah, loving it. Loving it. Dave, what about UFA? You think it's going to be, what are you hearing? Is it going to be a big splash or with the cap and stuff like that? Or what are you hearing?
I think we're going to see a lot of movement on the trade side of things.
Yeah.
Like I think if you miss out on one player, then okay, let's call whatever team and see if we can make something work there. Forsberg, it's not looking good right now.
Yeah.
Like they offered him an 8-year deal again the other day, and they're just waiting to see if he's going to accept it. Doesn't sound like he will. It's the structure of that deal that Nashville doesn't want to budge on. So they're trying to figure out how they can make that work. If he hits the open market, there are going to be a ton of teams that are going after him. Same with Johnny Gaudreau. And I think Johnny Hockey's going to test to at least see what's out there. Now, he's not closing the door on Calgary, but he's going to see what's out there. And there are going to be teams that are going all in on it.
If I was him, I'd close the door on Calgary. I'd block her twice, too. Like, flexi boys.
Yeah, but Bob Hartley's not there anymore.
That's true.
So
that's true. I get Daryl Sutter.
You get Daryl Sutter.
I would sign for Daryl Sutter. I just want to hear him talk. He's the best. He's not the best.
I know a lot of guys that'll sign up for him, and then about 18 months later, they're like, nope. That's
he has a short window. He's like Torts, too.
Dave, let me ask you this, too, about free agency signings and these guys who have the power when they come into July 1, like a Gaudreau.
Right.
Does it not make sense to, do a 2-3 year deal and still be in your prime and just to say, getting locked into 8 years somewhere, and if things go sideways, it sucks. Well, if you go 2 years and you say, I'm going to do 3 years, bring in this guy, start to quarterback how you think the team should be built.
Right.
To have a little more power, and like what Austin Matthews did. I love it because it puts power into his hands.
Right. And that's one way to go, but then you got the agent side of things that are like, you need,
the agent wants his cut.
Lock in that security.
Yeah. That's what he's going to tell you. Security.
Well,
there's no hitting
wants
anymore.
To get their bags.
Odds are you're not going to have a career-ending injury. So I'm like, take the 2 years. Do this. Basketball does it all the time.
I could have used a little more security.
Get the power team.
Well, Pedersen did that.
I could have used a little more security.
A couple extra beans.
I don't know what Greener did to Pedersen at the start of the year, but I mean, at the start of the year, I was like, this Pedersen's done. I think he sucks, Uppy, and then I love Travis Green.
It took.
And then Petey got her. Petey got her going, but
that team is going to be very, very interesting next year. I think that they're going to make JT an offer that he has to actually consider. I don't think JT Miller's going to go to another team and be the guy that he can be in Vancouver.
He's not the alpha dog.
The interesting one for me is The interesting one for me there is Besser, because you get Kuzmenko. I don't think that they want to qualify him at 7.5, and they don't want to pay him anything more than 7.
No, I would have traded Brock Besser 2 years ago.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the guy that became the asset for the team now heading into the draft.
Just get out of your comfort zone once in your life, Brock. Can you just do something that's just not standing outside with perfect hair? But he has the best release. You can't teach the guys how to shoot a puck like he does.
Now
he's a goal scorer.
Yeah, I get why it's we don't want to give up a pure goal scorer, but I don't know.
We talk about JT Miller a lot. Obi loves him. I love him.
Yeah.
If he's the alpha dog on a team, they're not winning the Stanley Cup. So to him, it's okay. Can he position himself to go somewhere and be the best second line guy on their team?
Well, look at the teams that he got traded from.
If he wants to win.
If he wants to win.
Bite that bullet, suck it up, swallow that pride, and go out there and be that second line guy and go chase the Stanley Cup. There are going to be teams. There are teams that are already calling.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you looking for JT Miller? What are you looking for Brock Besser, Connor Garland, Tyler Myers, Tanner Pearson? There are 6 or 7 guys on this team that they'll listen to.
That team will not at all look the same when it comes to. I will be shocked if it does.
I might be playing.
They need a right shot defenseman. They need someone to play with Quinn Hughes. Quinn wanted them to sign Chris Tanev, and they didn't do that.
I got to be honest with you. When I first saw Tanev come to my training camp, I never thought he'd play a game in the NHL. And B, I forgot how good he was for Vancouver until he was gone.
He's unbelievable.
I watched him play this year. I'm like, fuck, they miss Tanev. And Greener said that too.
Yeah.
The protection, right?
That was the one guy that I think that Travis was upset about that they didn't bring back.
They missed the greasy hair.
We got a question for Will Josefson. Do you boys think the Leafs are going to make a big splash this offseason?
Leaf boy over here.
Yeah. Well,
and how does Kyle Dubas still have a fucking job? No, I'm just joking. That was my question.
Listen, I know everybody's all over Dubas. Shanny's the guy. He's the puppeteer of that team.
We know.
Exactly. Everybody knows that. He to the goal song. People trip the goal song. He's the reason the goal song is still there.
What is it? Hall Notes or something?
Hall Notes.
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
And they scored 4,000 goals, so you heard it a lot this year. Yeah.
They got that's a team that actually talked to Vancouver about. JT Miller would be perfect for that team.
Yeah.
That caliber player, that energy type of guy.
You talk about a right-handed. They need a right-handed D-man too.
That's
Toronto. They need a right-handed D-man to play with Riley. They're
going to be looking at all that. They're not going to sign Mikheyev. He wants too much. like $4 or $5 million. Campbell wants over 5.
Jake Campbell.
What are they going to do with Kerfoot?
Yes.
Kerfoot, yeah, he plays hard. I can't check
I
him.
know.
So, like,
But you can find a way if you really want.
His style's terrible, but he gets it done out there. He's not good for escrow, but he gets it done.
the cosmetic changes are what's going to happen in Toronto.
Yeah.
Unless they fall into something big, I just don't see them making that big splash.
Yeah.
Will they make a few adjustments here and there? Can they make a few adjustments here and there? Yeah. But it's going to come down to how much they're going to end up spending. They got about $9.4 million in cap space.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
That's more than a lot of teams.
They need.
Right?
Well, they don't have a goalie right now.
Well, they didn't have one last year.
So okay, well.
No, I mean, I like Soupy Campbell. I'm just
It's
joking. I
trouble.
shouldn't say that. He played
Well, I like him too. He's a good
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, great dude.
But they got to figure out the goaltending situation. They need a second line winger, and they need a 3C. I prefer Kerfoot on the wing, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But those are a lot of holes to fill with 9 point whatever, and you have Liljegren to sign, you have Engvall to sign. Like, you're going to take $2 million here, $1.5 million there. All of a sudden, it's going to be like $5 million.
Everyone thinks that Nylander should be the guy going. I like Nylander. I like the way he plays. Except for that, there was the one play in the. I remember.
No,
yeah,
I'm
I know
with
you
you.
did. Yeah,
I
no.
mean, it's
That's
just like,
playoff
come on.
garbage.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but do you need Nylander and Marner?
No.
Right? Like, I don't. Do you need them both?
The problem is
Tavares is there for forever.
Tavares is the contract
Yeah.
that's really hurting him.
yeah.
It's already hurt. It's hurt him the day that he signed it.
Yeah, because
I
he
think.
ain't getting any faster. He's like me.
No,
He's
he's
getting
slowing
slower
down.
by
He's
the day.
slowing down, and he needs to move to the wing.
Like
Yeah.
if he had to do what Stamkos
Yes,
did
he
in
can.
Tampa and
Yeah.
said, like, I'm going to, listen, I know I'm worth 11, 12 million bucks, but I'm going to take 8.5. I'm going to take 9. I'm going to stay here because
Right.
Hedman and Kucherov and
Right.
Vasilevsky are here. And I know that with 5 of us, we can fucking win who knows?
Yeah.
3 cups, maybe.
Dave, let me ask you something else about the Leafs. Sorry, we've started the Austin Matthew rumor mill on. We got him going to either Arizona or LA in 2 years. Do you think? Like, what do you think? Do you think this is like this guy's going to be? How did Kyle Dubas let this happen? In 2 years, Austin Matthews can just be like, see you later, boys. Thanks for having me.
He'll be pulling in. I don't know what the max
15.
is going to be. Yeah, exactly.
It'll be that should be the number if hockey fucking goes the way it should.
I know.
These guys are too good
Gary
of
said they're
athletes.
making $1 bajillion this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
they
5.2 billion.
Betsy,
Hey?
yeah, Betsy was flexing there.
They
I know
So-
he was.
They hope that NFT deal gives them the money that they're looking for. Like I was when they started that negotiation with a variety of different companies, I was kind of like around that situation. So I understood part of the negotiation that was going on. They're hoping to crack like 100 to 150 at their peak a year.
Nice.
Like that. That's a huge chunk that's
Yeah.
going to be coming in for this league. In about 3 years, the cap's going to boost up quick.
Yeah.
Like you're probably looking at 95, and then it's going to maybe the season after hit 100, and keep going from there. That's when those big like, all right, we're going to
Look
see
at whose
17,
contracts,
18
yeah.
That's
million
why
a year.
a guy like Forsberg, it's like, what? Take 3 years. You're still young.
You should.
Yeah.
Like that from that side of things, it makes sense. But
I get-
Austin's going to get 15, and he's going to stay in Toronto.
Yeah.
Why are you so sad?
Yeah, but it's
I'm
going to be
just shocked.
a 2-year deal.
So $30 million for 2
maybe.
years? No, I don't think so.
And
2 years.
I wouldn't be,
because then I want to be a free agent.
and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's the case. But I don't see him leaving.
Well, unless it gets significantly worse in the next 2 years.
What
Like
about
if they go again
they-
and lose in the
they-
first
they
round,
get
and he's
slapped
like, "What?
for
I've
some
been
garbage."
scoring
Yeah.
65 goals a year."
But if they're trending up, he's staying.
What about a brand new shiny arena in Tempe, and he goes to a team that's going to have 30 million in cap space in Arizona, and he's like, all right, here I'm going to go make 15.
And
then,
Bieber owns half the team. He buys a child.
I don't know.
Full
Like,
on.
I don't know. I mean, he does love Toronto. You're right about that.
He
You're right about
does,
that.
and like Arizona, maybe that's where if he does sign a 2, 3, 4 year or 2.
To
at
wait
that
to see
point,
how Arizona develops, kind of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Get into the new barn, see how things go, see if the team's trending,
Yeah.
and then maybe, all right, maybe I'll come home. Or like LA is interesting too.
Yeah.
But that might be a situation where he gets, 2, 3 year deal and then sees what's happening with Kopi.
Yeah.
And if, he's 34 now?
Yeah.
So does he go till 37? Is going to drop a little bit. Is Q going to be the guy? Can he step up? If not, then maybe that's another spot.
Yeah.
They'd love him in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's Toronto. Tavares is a captain, but it's Austin's team.
Yeah. No,
Right.
he's great. I mean,
There's-
what he did this year was amazing.
Incredible.
Like,
Oh,
I
it's
thought he deserved the heart.
fantastic.
I thought McDavid was going to win the Ted Lindsay, to be honest with you. But to score 60 goals in the NHL, even the players.
Guys are too tired for voting for McDavid.
Yeah.
That's
But,
why.
but I think guys, up you're a forward. Like scoring goals is hard, but like to score 60 in 1 year, like I think that's probably why.
Especially in
the boys
this
were-
NHL right now.
Yeah, but what Connor does with the first assists is a stat that just should never
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
unnoticed. First assists are harder than goals because you're not. Those are
Yeah.
fucking. You're giving guys tap-ins. Matthews sits and just can rip shots.
Yeah.
fucking
McDavid
does
he'll be at the bar.
everything to put himself in a spot to give the tap-ins.
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
I will say one thing about Austin this year that I saw that I hadn't seen since this season. He was playing a lot more without the puck.
Totally.
And he was playing a lot stronger defensively.
He
was jumping in on everything.
His download game in the DN this year was way 10 times better than last year.
Never saw that before.
Yeah, I agree.
And he got in, and that's why I had to vote for it. So I voted him number one. I voted him first for the.
You get a vote.
I got a vote for it.
Did you get a vote on the Norris too?
I voted for the Norris.
Did you vote for Josie?
I had Yossi number one.
Yeah. Okay, last question. We're gonna let you. How did you? I know how he lost.
I got one
but
more
Yossi had more first place votes than.
Had,
I lost $1,000 on this bet. That's why
he had 98. Makar had
92. Yeah.
And some
guy
idiot didn't have Yossi in the top 5. Is that what cost him, or was it a little more than that cost him?
It would have. I think he needed to be in top 3 to get the points.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But if someone didn't have him on the board.
Some
I
idiot
know
from probably Columbus.
I know it's everyone's opinion.
This
and
guy
shit,
hates Columbus, boys. This
but
guy hates Columbus.
I don't fucking understand how you don't have Roman Yossi or Kale Makar on your ballot.
Yeah. One or two.
I don't get it.
There has to be one or two. Yeah.
So you get a vote on everything?
Those two, Bing, Calder, and Selke.
I don't get a vote. He's a big league. I
You don't get a vote?
I don't get a vote. It's okay.
Keep going, though. Keep going. I have one more question. What's the fourth period suit budget for like the year?
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I'm
guys
looking
are
at you
always
guys, and I'm
looking
thinking,
good.
Obi and I think we need to really step it up here with our outfits. So you guys are
We're trying to
sharp.
keep up with fourth period. You guys are traveling everywhere, team dinners, suits. What's
We
going on
got
here?
the fashion element pretty much down.
Look good, play good, feel good. Look good, feel good, play good.
That'll
Learn that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You
Gotta
learn
look
that
the
early.
part. Gotta look the part.
Yeah.
We try.
I learned early. I was from the Dan Murphy School of Broadcasting. So.
Oh, Murph, I love him. Hey, we love you, boys. I love fourth period.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
What's your plan after? I think they're going to win tonight, but if they don't, either way, we're going to booze, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we already got a spot reserved.
Okay, perfect.
So do we.
Yep.
Hopefully it's
I think we're going to be next to each other. I think I know where we're at.
Hey, I appreciate everything you do, buddy. Keep killing it.
All right, buddy.
You guys are beautiful. Thanks for stopping by.
Awesome, boys.
Thanks, boys.
We should do that more often.
We'll do it at the draft again.
Why don't we do it short?
By the way, I'm trying to get your. And the third old fashioned shows up.
Couple beauties here, bud.
Couple beauties. Coming right from the track. Boys, how was the golf game?
Did you both play today?
Took some money off Shores.
Yeah, they played this morning. We were going to go play, but it was. By the way,
you wouldn't want to see me out there this morning.
Congrats on getting into Cherry Hills, bud.
Yeah, it was nice. Footy,
hey, what a treat.
Footy and Joe were my sponsors, so
nice.
Pushed me through quick. It was nice.
And then you got Peyton Manning there. You ever crack a couple with him? Or?
Played with Elway the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, almost actually murdered him. I sculled one and almost hit him right in the forehead. That was
like off the toe skull?
Shaking. No, I tried to hit a flop shot. I tried to hit a 5 feet, hit it about 50 yards.
Hey,
that's up, bud. That's up.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I hit him thin all the time, especially like chipping. I got to give my boy credit over here. We played Sanctuary. Thank you.
Thanks for hooking that up.
Thank you. That was a great track.
Fucking tight track.
By the way,
you can't be spraying it there.
Top 100. Yeah. I took my tarp off for 2 holes. There was no one on the course.
That's what you do there.
I took my tarp off. I'm like, fuck. So I take my tarp off. We shotgun a beer. We're on what, hole 13?
Yeah, something like that.
Shotgun a beer first. That 13th hole, this motherfucker's got like a 60-yard shot in. And he hits it and he nips it a little right. He asked me if there's a backstop. And I'm like, nah, just go fucking short of it and you'll be good. Well, he nips it a little long right, and it just and starts sucking back. And if it didn't fucking drop, I'm like, this.
He knows his angles.
Yeah, dive.
He used the boards.
Oh, yeah.
4 birdies on the back 9, Mr. O'Brien, yesterday.
I went 47-35.
Good thing you didn't play with him today. Well, he was too hungover to play.
I can't golf hungover, boys. Like, it's just, I can't play a member guest anymore because I physically can't do it. Like, I suspended myself from I didn't make the. Fucking Loophole last year we played in the member guest. We're both just slashing around. So the last day, if you don't get in if you're not in the mix, you get a morning tee time. And I'm basically bribing the assistant pro. Like, tell me what it is, bud. What do you need? Like, what's your vice? What do you want here, bud? I don't want to.
There's a hundy.
Get the old email. It's like 7:45 off of 10, and I'm like already in one. I'm like, I'm not making Mr. Suspended.
Hey, by the way, we didn't actually introduce you guys. So Drew Shore.
Well, their names on here, isn't it?
Are they?
We got Drew Shore and Kyle Quincy here.
So Quince, I never got to play with you much. Ever, really.
Yeah, no.
We never played a lot against each other. But Shoresy's first year was our lockout year in Florida.
Yeah.
And fuck did you come in just steaming hot, huh?
I did. It was nice. I was playing in the American League when you guys were playing golf.
When I was fucking. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice.
I lost my girlfriend at the time that year. I lived in Lupul's Beach House. I went to the Ryder Cup. We were doing it all. We did 3 shows in My Morning Jacket at the Wiltern.
I spent more time in Hollywood than anywhere else that year. I didn't even know where my gear was when the lockout ended. I swear to God. I was like, where's my gear?
Yeah.
I was in Toronto at Lupul's. They're like, season starts in 2 weeks. I'm like, Loops, you see this email? He's like, yeah. I'm like, is this real? He's like, yeah, we're starting. I'm like, oh, boy.
Shoresy, though, Florida, that was a pretty good time we had in Florida.
Yeah, it was good.
Good young guys.
We had a good team.
Was Dale Talon hard on you like he was on me, or was it?
Yeah, he was very hard on me.
He was, eh?
Yeah, he actually just got a job, I think, today.
Yeah, Vancouver.
Back in the game, yeah.
Dale Talon's back in the game.
Senior advisor to the something, whatever the fuck that is.
Dale, I mean, he's a great guy. But fuck, like when he's listening,
that depends on who you ask.
I know, but that story in Montreal where he thinks I was out. Hey,
me and Shoresy were
he paid up you a lot of money. So he's a good guy.
I would like him too.
It
but
was Mike Santos, his assistant.
When me and Shoresy were riding the bus from San Antonio to Oklahoma, we weren't saying Dale's a great guy. Shoresy was my favorite, boys. Like, we both didn't want to be down there, and he was too good to be down there. And
too good.
Walk into the rink, you could see he's just rattled. Eh? I'm like, Shoresy, how you doing, buddy? He's just like, you didn't even really say anything, but we made the best of it, didn't we?
I mean, we had a good time off the ice.
Yeah.
I could have probably we could have done a better job on the ice.
We were pretty good, didn't we? We won our division.
Was Tom Rowe hard on you like he was on Obes or no?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't know about Obes. It's like he doesn't give himself enough credit on the pod for his hockey game.
I know. Well, he was a sick player.
He could play.
Backhand
sauce, but I mean, could fight anyone, could hit anyone, but could also bump it to the middle. Centerman.
I love bumping it to the middle.
That's what I mean.
He appreciates a low and slow centerman, let me tell you.
Oh, low and slow. Crispy rice.
Well, we were top pair.
Yeah.
Shutting down
my career
in the prime.
My career.
When do we get to play against those guys?
No, we were good. We were good. We were
buzzing.
We were good.
Point night.
And Q smart, right? Q keep her simple, like make the great play. And I'm like, Q, you can slide that back over if you want. He's like, no, we'll just get that up. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So we're having a great year, and then all of a sudden they get trade Q, and my career after that was the beginning of the end for me, bud.
My favorite story when we were playing together is Taylor Hall gets stepped on in warm-up, okay? Obes, out of all the things in the National League, bucket off and warm-up is number one by far.
By far, and it should be.
Mine is the buffet. number one reason why I miss the league so much. But anyway, he comes in, he's like, in giant sharp in the whiteboard, buckets for warm up, and he goes, "Let's go. We're talking on the mock here."
I go, Q, is this real?
We're going in.
I'm going in.
Is this negotiable? He's like, "Get out of my office, you two clowns."
I go, Joe, so this thing, is it negotiable or not? No. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
We were playing good, too.
I can't be playing. This is going to mess me up. I can't. Well, Q, how are we going to know Bucky? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and we were doing good. Like, Sacco, stay in your lane here, bud. Yeah. We were picked to finish dead last, and we're winning, and now you're going to tell me to throw my bucket on?
You're like, I'll fly economy for the rest of the year, all right? If I could just, this isn't perfect. I tell a story, too, one time in Florida where it was like a Winnipeg game, middle of winter. I'm still probably sleeping at the game. I'm on my phone, probably on Instagram, just doing whatever. And I obviously, the timing isn't perfect. And I always just get dressed like minutes before the fucking warm-up started anyway. But this time I'm like, the hair is just not going. I'm just going to throw the bucket on. And Obi sees me like go grab the bucket. He's like, take that fucking helmet off. I'm like, what? You are not wearing your fucking helmet.
What are you doing?
I used the warm-up to wake myself up for the game.
Yeah.
Like, so you had to be kind of head on a swivel with everything.
Who'd you learn
around.
that from in your early days?
I blocked. I got a shot in the face, broke my face, and I was wearing a cage. And that was the first time I went no Bucky. Because I'm not wearing a cage in warm-up. No chance.
Hey, talk about living in Denver here, boys. What a town.
I'm thinking about moving here.
Yeah, Obi wants to. I think Missin Curfew is going to end up moving to Denver here.
Well, this is my first year back in like 25 years.
It is.
From
college.
From college. Well, yeah, and it's unbelievable. We were just talking about it. I am not into the golf course that Kyle is in. My sponsors aren't quite as high up the list. But no, it's like we play golf in December this year.
Yeah, you're going to play golf in every month.
It's always sunny, too.
Yeah, and being shipped around the league, playing in all these different time zones, you're like 300 days of plus summer or sunshine. It's amazing. The weather's unreal. People are great. Big enough town that's it's still a small town feel where we're from, so.
It's a lot bigger than when I was here, man. Like around Coors Field, there was nothing, and like.
But they're adding a ton of restaurants, things to do.
Red Rocks.
Love Red Rocks. By the way, from Sanctuary, you look across. And I'm like, I've been on that other side, but I was on little psychedelics looking across now. But this is a little different view. It's kind of nice.
I think there's more girls here now than back in the day, too.
There wasn't much going on.
Back in
Denver was
what it was called.
There's not a guy in Denver who spends more time at Red Rocks than him. I can tell you right. Games played at Red Rocks.
There's a season pass. I'm getting my money's worth.
Do you think they could put a rink over there, maybe? Like a little outdoor rink and play there? Or could that be something cool, man?
Hey.
Where the stage is, like a little mini rink? Maybe we'll do alumni game.
There we go. Hell yeah.
I'll come fucking buzzing in again.
We saw you buzzing in the game in Aspen.
45 shots on
this guy's too much.
In overtime, he's fucking. I took you down.
I did. Yeah. He did take me down in overtime. But we had a couple D-man that might have been 55, 60 plus. These poor guys are going out there for a fun time, and he's just flying around him, snipe like.
He's got the shoulder pads and the mouth guard in, and he's just going.
I had Izzy there. I had my daughter there. I had to show off her.
You put on a good performance.
Hey, boys, this guy's such a beauty that after the alumni game in Philly, back in his mind, he thought he was going to get a deal. He's like,
he might have if someone watched.
Philly, you had a chance.
He goes, Obes, I got to be honest, I feel just as fast as when I play. Like, I think I could go out there and keep playing. I'm like, Obes, there's an alumni game, fella. He's like, I know, but I'm telling you, I'm fast, Obes, I'm fast.
I don't know if I've said this on air yet, but I took a little microdose before the Philadelphia Flyer one, and I can't tell you how good I felt.
It turns on the other side of the brain.
My mind, I was in flow state. As Riley Cote, who gave me the perfect microdose at the time, as he said, he's like, these things are just an elevator. Like, think of it as taking a Sooty back in the day, which we all did, a Red Bull Sooty, and boom, you're ready to go. Yeah. This was just like all right, one little biscuit here.
No, it's true.
And then the game was so slow, crowd was so great, it was just such a nice time.
What would I say today? I had a little bit in the coffee, next thing you know,
little lines made in the coffee.
Well, a lot of everything else too. But like,
Uppy thought he was playing game
I'm 1-over.
Uppy's like, where's the Conn Smythe? Where's the Conn Smythe, boys? Someone take my picture.
Yeah.
Do you think you could have played on Mush back in the
100%?
Yeah.
I played better.
Yeah.
What he's saying is it's for real. It's not like a.
No, I know. I believe in it.
It's true.
Yeah.
So yes, the right dose. You should be playing on it right now. To be honest.
Do you think I would have taken less penalties on it, maybe, or what? Like, you think I would have been like, hey?
I don't think we could smile any more than we did, but we might be having more fun.
We were good.
You wouldn't take things as serious either. Like a bad mistake, you'd actually be like, that's, put that behind
For
me.
golf, I see the shot. It's positive thinking all the time, and you're not like, oh man, I'm 1 under. oh, don't fuck this up, you know? You're in the present, you're in the moment, and that's all hockey is, right? You're just kind of be there and get in the zone.
3 handicaps shouldn't be 1 under all the time.
Sandbagger.
I can't wait to play with Quincey.
Not at a 3.
Let's play tomorrow.
I got to get back, eh?
Shorzy, what's your handicap?
5.
Oh, yeah, I'm a 7.
He's most improved. He was garbage for like 5-10 years. Oh, he was bad.
I put in some work on the game.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit a driver.
The D-cell. The D-cell.
Speaking of the game, what's the money game you guys play?
We do 100 aside, and usually that's press, and then banker, which gets out of control.
What's a banker, like a low net wins all the money?
First low score in, first gets to be the banker, so he's last to play. So let's say it's $10. So then guy will go in the fairway double, and then that's 20. And then when he hits it,
so you play poker. It's basically like
the banker
hammer.
plays all 3 guys.
All 3 independent, and then everyone's playing the banker always. And then a birdie doubles it.
So are you playing 100 2-down automatics or?
Yes.
Yeah. But today was tough though because we had
Jesus boys.
We never play on a team together because we always have our own match going. So we played on a team today, but like half the holes he's putting for birdie, and I'm like, do I want him to make it or not? Because we needed him for the team game, but then he's beating me.
Talk gimmies to me. Talk like we play inside the putter, and sometimes up dog just gives himself gimmies. But are you guys?
Well, he's such a bad D-cell putter that like the most enjoyment I have is like not giving him like a 1 or 2 footer and just watch him stress over it, you know.
And it's funny when you're playing with people who you don't play with a lot because they think like you're a horrible guy because it's like you don't understand anything. But Kyle, take your time on that one. It'll be from this one.
So you guys are cutthroat a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I figured that a little bit with you two guys.
I'm making him putt out everything. Him and my brother will make me putt it 6 inches.
Well, you can't have a D-cell putter stroke and fucking look for any
Hey, so I just want to talk bets because we're talking bets. But
let's talk some bets, bud.
You know, we're a DraftKings podcast here, and I know it's
sorry, buddy.
It's okay. But listen,
sorry, fella.
Let's talk a little prop bets tonight. What are we thinking? We got. Okay, I'll talk my bets last game. I had fucking Vasilevsky over 33.5 saves. And if fucking Tampa Bay didn't block fucking 45 shots,
he's just yelling at the TV, shoot it!
Thank God it went into overtime because I did win it. And then I took McKinnon over 4.5 shots. That's a fucking lock, right? And he should have 14 shots. He only gets 10.
How about shot attempts?
Shot attempts,
I think he had 14 shot attempts.
Well,
I don't know who likes to shoot the puck more, Shorzy or McKinnon. Shorzy likes to shoot the biscuit. I'm like, don't be afraid to slide that back to you on the peepers, eh?
No, you'd be covered and he'd be calling for it back.
I'll walk her back. I'll give her back to give her more room. Hey, Shorzy's attack.
Yeah.
Do you think they close it out tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All in.
Would you take it at -170 in this hammer time?
Yeah. I put a bet in last night when I got home, boys. I'm
tuned
up pretty. I need them to win, Shorts.
No way.
I'm a big over, so I'll do Avs tonight over and the 1.5. So they're going to win by 2.
Puck line.
I took a puck line too. Shorts, do you have kids or anything? What's going on with you, fella? Yeah.
2 kids, 4 and 1.
Wow.
2 daughters.
Look at you.
And talk about post hockey. What you got going on right now?
Post hockey, so last year in Carolina, I wasn't playing much. I was pretty much spent the year on the taxi squad. Thought about getting into coaching. Kind of rekindled a relationship with a guy who's a sports agent at a new company called Wasserman, and I'm now a licensed NHL agent representing guys.
Wow, you think you can get me a deal or what?
I could. If any guy could get you a deal,
I'll get on the bike. Don't worry. Give me
That's why I was trying so hard.
15 months. I do 15 months.
I know. I thought Uppy was going to ask me if I could get him a deal for the rest of the season. But you look.
The Spangler Cup, maybe. Just come back for Spangler again.
Spangy.
How nice
did you play that?
Oh, yeah.
The Spangy is the best.
Yeah.
I couldn't even play in the Spangler. I couldn't get a job in Germany. I'm like, I played in the NHL. Do people forget about that?
No, the defense doesn't matter over there, buddy. Defense doesn't matter.
I know. I'll throw sauce all over that Olympic sheet.
That's true.
All over that
Heavy.
Olympic sheet.
Backhand, too.
Go get that. Go get that.
D to D to D to D to D.
Here, Uppy, chase that one down. Go get it.
I miss snapping him.
I love playing with you.
You know what I forgot about is when Obi was having a bad day in San Antonio and might have been a little hungover, a lot of the guys there weren't great at picking up pucks on their backhand. So you would start the warm-up drills passing it 100 miles an hour, and our coach was pretty serious at the time, so he didn't like guys fumbling the puck. But these poor guys would show their backhand and miserable, hungover Obi would just fire it ice down. Yeah.
He was the best. He was on the right side when we played. You know, 2 lefties, and he's like, just fire on the back.
Do you remember that old practice rig we had in San Antonio?
Yeah.
We'd be doing the PP breakout at like 9:45 in the morning. And remember Shawzy? Like he would come on that forecheck like he was playing here tonight. He fucking hunt me down. I just turned around one day and fucking two-handed him. I said, "You ever forecheck me like that again at 9:45 in the morning, Shawzy? I will kill you."
Yeah.
And the rest of that, he just kind of did the high tight.
Yeah, he didn't come back again after that.
No.
Did you guys have Rocco Grimaldi on your team?
Yeah.
Do you remember how hard I hit Rocco Grimaldi in training camp?
Gerard Gallant came up to me and he's
I'm
like,
on a PTO shorts. Yeah,
he's
this
like,
year.
you got to tell Ovi he can't hit our guys that hard. I'm like, you got to tell him that. He's trying to. He's on a PTO, and I hadn't been there at the time, but I know what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill everyone.
Yeah. Up he comes to me, goes,
sign him up. He'll shut her down.
Yeah. Up he goes to me. Hey, Obs, come here. Turk said, like, you can't be running Grimaldi like that. I said, you tell him he gives me a one.
Yeah, give me a deal.
Give me a one-way ticket right here. I won't touch him on the rest of training camp. In fact, I won't even go out there if he doesn't want me to.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll sit on your pad and just relax.
Yeah, I'll take him to South Beach too if he wants to.
Yeah.
You guys are beauties. Thanks for doing this, fellas. Where are you sitting? Where are you sitting at the game? Are you going?
PointsBet Suite, baby.
Oh, look at
Hey,
you.
let me tell you this,
such
though.
a-
Hey,
coming up there.
Hey,
You're such a snoozer, eh? You're such a snoozer.
PointsBet Suite is the #1 spot to watch the game in the whole building.
Is it?
What's the suite number?
It's on the
there?
you can't get in.
Yeah, it's
the
security
security
guard.
there is no joke.
Peter box.
Yeah.
No joke.
Well, we have an exclusive deal with All Ball Arena.
You don't think I could maybe juke him and get through?
No,
it, or
not
you're you bully boy.
Oh yeah. Drop the shoulder, eh? Drop the shoulder.
This guy can't know. If he hears no from someone, it's on. It's.
I would love to see it.
I would love to see it. If you can get in tonight to that box, I'll bet you something.
The lady's quick.
Sure. See, I was kind of hoping you might let me in, bud. For all that.
Hey, prop bet. Obi in the PointsBet Suite.
Does Obi get in or get knocked out? Minus fucking 300. Do you still have the same house with the sick basement with the record player?
Still there.
Oh man,
He's
what a
upgraded
spot.
though. You should see the new crib.
I heard your.
Oh yeah.
There's a few beauties that went through that place.
I had to check your career earnings. I said, how much
Tyson
money?
Berry.
Yeah. I can't believe you let P.A. Parento, that greasy Frenchman, live there. Who knows what he did? This guy came to Newport. I can't even tell the story on this podcast, and that's saying something. But that basement, he had this old school record player. We'd go down there and just play darts or ping pong.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great spot. So
I got.
We like it here in Denver. Thanks for welcoming me on the Avs alumni.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Always welcome.
No, I gotta talk to you, boys. I want this guy off the fucking alumni team.
December 10th, you're coming.
Where are we going?
Aspen, yeah.
Awesome.
Get the boys.
You know what?
We'll get you a deal after that.
Missin Curfew on the road.
I might actually just start working out again.
Do we got a private?
I see some of these teams like that.
Can you
to
get me a
keep
private
up to
plane?
the Tampas and the Colorado, they need some speed.
Yeah.
I flew into Aspen. I
know.
Guys,
I got some
stuck
offers.
at New Year's. Took me
We'll
6
talk.
hours to get there.
Sounds good. 3.5%.
Anyways, Q, I love you.
Yeah.
Shorzy, you're the man.
Yeah. Thanks. Good to see you guys.
Are you going to be able to have a few after the game, or what's?
100%.
All right.
Full
Full time. All right. Thanks, boys.
Yep.
Let's grab bears.
Bear Kitty's the best. Hey, seriously, December 10th, we're down there. It's the, and then... Is Luke's...
The old fashions are sliding, Mr. O'Brien.
They are. I'm starting to feel better. I wasn't feeling great, but I'm feeling better.
Well, welcome to the stage.
Couple
One of my
veterans.
favorite. It was my good times in the minors with you, my brother. I don't know if you had as much fun there as I was. I had the Harley. I fucking bought a Harley when I lived in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I showed up to the rink. Claude Noel, our coach, was like, "Did you buy a fucking Harley?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I just came from Nashville. All these guys, it was like a fucking biker gang in Nashville. So anyway, I bought the Harley, but me, you, Toots, we had a good
Toots,
time.
Pekka.
Fitz, yeah, we had a good. Webbs.
Yeah. Unreal. Webbs. I used to drive Toots' car around town.
With the Hoosier tires, that old fucking Toots bought the. Anyway, Rick Barry, how are you?
Yeah.
Good, buddy.
Fucking
No,
right,
but
so-
who was the coach we bumped into in Nashville? Was in Milwaukee.
Todd Richards.
He's like every morning. Barry goes every morning. We come in the rink. First thing we would say before anything, he's like, what are we going to do with this fucking Scotty Upshaw boys?
I've heard stories. I've heard stories.
I was like, first rounder, like, what are we going to do with this fucking Scotty Upshaw
There was no
boys?
answer for that.
Yeah.
But we had one of those teams. I was explaining to somebody earlier, like, it was just such a fun, outgoing team where you didn't have to text anybody. We all showed up at the bar. Everybody would be there.
Yeah. McKillicuddies.
And, like, we burnt the candle at both ends. We won all the time. We partied all the time. It was the perfect mix. And,
Yeah. We had some good battles against you guys in Cincinnati, Milwaukee. Had to fight 2-2.
Well, you thought it was a battle, but
it felt like a battle when 2-2 was. Felt like a battle when 2-2 was.
It's a battle like it's the night before.
Yeah, when he was.
It's straight, bud. You're battling yourself.
When 2-2 was forechecking you, it felt like a battle. I'll tell you that, Army. I was like,
He's still
just,
a bigger head than you.
He was just coming like,
yeah. Straight lines.
Straight lines.
Yeah.
You know, I got traded over to Milwaukee. I was in Phoenix's organization, and we get there, and they're like, we got this young kid. We think he's got something here. I think, we want you to play with him and tell us what you think. It was Shea Weber.
Good player.
So I play half a period with this kid, and I'm like, what do they need me here for?
What exactly am I supposed to show him here?
I'm riding his coattails.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take this role, but you're gonna need to pay me a little more. Yeah, this guy's a mess.
Yeah.
Like he
He's not very
can't
good.
pass, shoot. He's a pussy. Like holy
Can't skate.
Jesus.
My first game, he's ripping one-timers, top cheese, and beating up a Zach Stortini.
Yeah. And
You're
Bear can't even raise the puck.
You're like, fellas, I think he's got her figured out. So let's move on to the next thing.
I did my job.
How do you two beauties know each other, Army and
Well,
Bears?
I retired here in '93. I met my wife in Denver, so we've always been together, alumni here in the summertime. We've always done skate. We were just at Bear's house singing karaoke the other night after softball team. This guy can sing.
How was the softball? I heard.
3-2.
Hey, rumor has it, Bears, you weren't hustling down the line. Right?
No. Hey, Bears played.
Rumor has it you weren't like turning it into two, Bears.
Oh, Bears played second base. He can't even bend down for the puck. He's blocking shots. Every ball that hit him, he's in the shot blocking mode.
He's like the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, look at this shit. He never got one ball, but he blocked everything. Nothing went through Bears 5-hole. It's unbelievable.
The hips don't work like they used to.
Oh, fuck.
The glove barely gets below the knees. That's about it.
So, knees below the waist. Let's get it right, Bear.
Bears, I got to be honest. I never met you before. I had one conversation with you. I told Updog, I'm like, this Rick Barry's great. I feel like I've known him for 10 years. He's like, I played Bears in Milwaukee. I'm like, what, you did? So I was like, this guy seems like he's all right.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
You guys got this thing here in Denver under control. Like it's a great. The guys that you organize for the fucking events that you do, softball, hockey, Aspen, Telluride. I mean, got to be a good part. Just to be still part of a good tribe with the boys, right?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough right when the pandemic started, we kind of got away from the Kroenke sports kind of wing. So we're totally 100% private now, so we're in total control. So John Michael Laus, Kyle Quincey kind of spearhead everything, but that's just it. Is we've got a good group, like nucleus of guys who have stuck around. But yeah, we go play youth hockey or like play to raise money for youth hockey in like Breckenridge, Vale, Aspen, Telluride, and we have an absolute blast. Like you get the boys
I've been
back
there.
together.
I know. It's fucking great.
But it's like being back in the locker room again, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of therapeutic for us, but at the same time we get to go do good things. But yeah, we're building it, and now that the COVID stuff is over, we'll probably grow this even more and more. But we were kind of handcuffed for a while, but we're having a lot of fun doing it.
And with me, I never played for the Avs, so I just been around it. I played the Grizzlies in '93, so I met my wife. But these guys have been great to me. The guys who don't play, it's kind of like the NHL alumni, not the Avs alumni. And they do great things. We did a charity event for softball the other night with the cops and firemen. Bear wasn't very good. I was still the best athlete on the field at 50 years old, so I was still pretty good. But they bring you in, and it's not about the sports, or it's about the camaraderie. You guys know, you guys got this with each other.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing we miss out of anything, is just hanging out. And there's no HR when we hang out with each other, which is the hardest part in the real world, is the HR world. And we can still give it to each other about our weight or how dumb we are.
A lot of chirping.
Yeah, how dumb we are. And I think that's the most important thing about what they do.
Yeah, and Army, it's a great point by you, because me and the Updog agrees with you. Like, it should be more NHL alumni, right? Like, and Brian Allen is trying to do, get the Ducks alumni going and stuff like that. And me and Uppy said, fuck, if you play in the NHL and you live in Orange County, come on out.
That's how we operate.
Yeah, that's how you should be doing it.
Because I do the same with the Kings. So we got Dan Heatley with us. I brought him to a bunch of tournaments.
Does he bring any beers when he comes?
You know him, vodka soda. He don't drink beers.
Does he bring his old cold tub and hot tub?
We brought him to Arizona. Luke and Rob let me bring up 12 alumni guys to Arizona on the team playing. And the first thing we got, I think Heater had 20 vodka sodas. Still was the best player, and still had to get a cold tub by his pregame nap. He said that was his only request: cold tub on the plane.
So the Olympics are in Vancouver. So I come to watch the game against Russia, and I go down to the Hockey Canada House with Getzlav. Most guys have one beer in that Hockey Canada House. I'm not lying. Heater had fucking 8 to 10. Stevie Y's sitting right there, the GM, and here's just like, fucking, hey boys, want to win here? How are you guys doing tonight?
But the best, he doesn't care. Like that's who he is, you know. But
I love the man.
Like his dad, probably like your dad, out with the boys, up with the men. He never missed, man. It was the best.
So I was in San Antonio near the end of my career, and trade deadline passes. I'm like, we picked up Danny Heatley. I'm like, I said,
pardon?
So Heater goes.
I'm his roommate.
Heater goes after the first game. He goes, hey, Holmes, where can I go for a couple pints? And I'm like, I don't know. I think the trainer's room, there's 6 in there. Yeah. Next game, 12. Next game, 24. He's like, where are you going, Holmes? I'm like, I can't drink. I'm getting fatter by the second, and I'm going to get a fucking Dewey out.
Exactly.
I can't have one of the other. Army, I love what you do for Bailey Sports. I think you're great at it. You're enjoying it. I love the glasses you rock. I love the glasses you rock. I love it.
Well, you guys are good looking. I got face for radio.
You're good at it. Can you get Stoley to smile a bit more for me, or what?
You know what? Shout out to Stoley. Up in Stoley.
I love
good,
Stoley.
But he's the best. He has great
Stoley.
stories. But they've let us be us. You know, it's they don't hold our hands a lot. And Luke and Rob, they've kind of let me come in there and be the clown that we kind of are. You know, and Stoley's been great too. You know, we get lots of advice from Aaron. He'll tell us, you guys are. It's hard to look at the right camera.
100%.
Guys yelling in your ear like. We did game 6 or game.
It's tough to look skinny on TV too.
All black. That's why you're wearing black. That's why we got black.
I go, Army. How many cameras are on me? For fuck's sakes.
That's why we got black. But it's great when they bring you back. Like you said, it's live TV is tough.
It's not.
Tough. You know what? You're yelling at you, especially when I didn't graduate from high school. I don't know. So they're yelling at me. I don't even know what they're saying to me.
It's funny you say that. Like doing interviews and like I always enjoyed the media, and I thought I'd be good at this right away. And when you do it, it's like it's not as easy as you think. Like,
well, because and you don't understand. Oh, sorry, Bear. You don't understand because the people. There's so many followers that you don't even understand. Like when you play in the NHL, it's so easy to talk about, Bear. You guys know that. You just talk about the game. We all can talk about the game of hockey, but there's other people that critique, your questions you're asking.
Yeah, or your pronunciation.
And which camera you're looking at. So there's a lot to learn.
Well, and even to lead into this, so like Army and I, we used to do a Sunday night this talk show basically, and we had 2 hours to talk about like all the games the Avs played that week. Well, so me and Army would throw a case of beer into the table, maybe a couple, start going and get a little loose, By the end, we're like cracking the beers, and our producer's like, shh, like, you got to keep that down. You got to keep that down.
Sounds of summer, boys. Sounds of summer.
Hey, well, we were basically doing podcasts before there was podcasts.
You guys were ahead of the curve.
It was a ton of fun.
You guys are awesome, man, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
When we first started doing this, Obi and I, and this was all him, right? He's been in the media thing now 4 or 5 years, and has been killing it. But when he was like, up dog, when you're done, we're going to do a fucking podcast, and let's just have fun, right? But anyway, Kevin Connolly, our boy from LA, come on up to Action Park Studio, and you guys will do it. For like 4 months during COVID, we would go up there and drink fucking 4 bottles of wine.
We were taking Sprinter vans up there.
We were getting just licked and just talking, and I'm like, fuck, man.
We were losing.
Shit.
We were losing money on it. We were drinking Camus and doing Sprinter vans, and I remember I picked up. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if we can keep doing this. The budget's not like the numbers aren't really. They're not aligning up here."
Oh, what's awesome about both you guys? Obviously we all watch you guys. We all cheer for the alumni guys, but you guys know hockey. You guys are clowns, like we're all clowns, but you still know what you're talking about.
Well, that's why I let you too. Is like you're on there, you like to have some fun, you know the game, you're a fun team guy. They need more of that on TV. They need more of that on TV.
I agree. Hey, Army, are you guys doing a game July 1, like Canada Day? Is there a game in LA that the boys are doing that Luke is organized?
Yeah, I'm not going to be out there in Florida with my family, but they are doing a game. Yeah, there's the embassy or something. So get on with lucky.
I got invited to that, but I'll be up in Aspen.
Yeah, I'm the same way. July 1st is tough. Yeah. Oh, mountain biker.
I'm mountain biker.
Let's do that. Yeah.
But I got the electric.
He's got the electric one.
I got the basket on the back.
He's got the motorcycle.
Hey, cup holder here. Hey, Army. Hey, put the old fashioned here. Where are we going, boys?
You be you, bud. We love you for who you are, man.
Bears, I got to ask you the same question I asked Ken Klee. As a couple old defensemen, imagine trying to defend out there right nowadays. We're going 140. You can't touch them. Like, could you imagine?
No, like you see Nathan McKinnon go down that ice, and like he's stick handling 100 miles an hour, and he's cutting this way. You're like, all right, just hope they don't back up into the goalie.
Just Bears, hold the middle here. They eventually got to come to us. Bears, hold the middle here.
No, these guys are so fast, so skilled. Not to be biased to the Avs, but that's probably the most skilled and fast team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, their whole four lines, right, Army? Like their fourth line even hums. You're like,
and that's what's great about watching it. You know, all teams struggle. Tampa struggled for a little bit. Washington, but the third and fourth line. That's why we love our game of hockey, and we've all played. We're all kind of role players, and we play like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a star.
I played some 4-on-4. I played some 4-on-4.
Because you came out of the penalty box.
Bears is like, I was the top pair with Weber. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Taught him everything he knows.
I won Calder Cup MVP. We're good.
No big deal here. No big deal here. Army, the LA Kings, though, a great year. I watched you guys a lot. Like I said, I love what you're doing on TV. Todd McClellan, great job. That team's a lot closer than people thought.
Yeah, you need people to hit. Like we said, Moore's hit for us. Lazat's been unbelievable.
Yeah, he plays hard, that kid.
And Blakey and Luke have done an unbelievable job. When they took that job over 5 years ago, they had nothing. You know, they had nothing. They had no players. The older guys, you know, Dowdy and Colby and Brownie, they were kind of burnt out. You know, they had won cups. They had done everything
they wanted.
So
much hockey.
Yeah, so much hockey. But Todd came in and gave a really thing. He's like, he had a meeting with all those guys. He's like, who wants to run the marathon again? That was his big thing. Colby and Dowdy, they want to run a marathon again. That's what it takes to win a Stanley Cup. And they had the meetings with Luke and Rob, and they decided they wanted to run that again. So the guys they kept around, they wanted to win again. And you know, we hit with a couple guys right now. We got a really good prospect pool, but we're still a ways away. You know that, and you hate to put the expectations. They had a really good year this year.
I like the way they
Todd's an unbelievable coach.
And they all check, and they all back pressure. Like, there's no secret to why they won this year. And Quincey played great.
Quincey was unbelievable. And who thought Deneau would score 20 goals? You know, he's a guy that came in.
I still don't know.
Well, partly because he gets freed up from Colby. You know, you don't have to play against those top guys every night. That's what makes them so dynamic. And Arvidsson was a great guy. Edler was a great guy. You know, that's what makes good GMs. Anyone can draft first overall or top 5 pick and get your players, but to build a team, and I think that's what Rob's been so good, and Luke. It's to build a team just like Joe's done here. Like, this is not a fantasy team here. They've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, Bear. It's not like Montreal was. They've been trying to build this for
we
years.
Were a one-line team forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And give Joe the same thing credit. He's stuck to his guns on that trade with O'Reilly and Buffalo, and until he made that
Duchesne,
trade there,
Duchesne.
He did a really good job, you know. And not like, and you guys are from Toronto. I'm a big Leafs fan. You know, when they they should have kept probably Nylander. You know what I mean? Those deals that they kept Nylander. They should have got Kapanen. They should have kept. You know that.
Yeah,
that
I like that kid's game.
That Nylander deal. He's 22 years old and they hold a gun to his head. You know, it's brutal. But obviously, hopefully they figure out because we're all Toronto guys. Yeah. You know, I still love the Leafs growing up, but it takes time. It takes time to build a championship team, and you can't expect it overnight.
Yeah. Bears, what years were you here? Sorry, what years were you with Colorado Bears?
So I got drafted here in '97. I was playing in Seattle at the time, WHL. Bounced around the minors, Hershey for a few years.
Good Doug guy, throws both ways.
He's tough. He's tough.
Then
Hershey's got good fans. Fuck.
So in 2001, when they won the last cup, I played 19 games that year.
Yeah.
Was here most of the year, but only played 19. Came up Black Ace. I went out 37 out of 39 nights.
Yeah.
Yo.
Good run. What'd you do the other 2 nights? You must have.
We know what he did.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't need to be said.
My next year, It was trade deadline. I got traded to Pittsburgh for Kasperitis. Is Billy naming him for Kasperitis.
So you got to enjoy the cup going 01, like with the boys and stuff like that?
Yeah, the parade was a blast. All the parties were a blast. Like, I was pretty close with Dan Heino and Sean Podine, so went down to both their cup parties.
Did Sean Podine keep his gear on the entire night? Is that accurate?
I'll tell you 100% the story. So, yeah, 100% gear, just no helmet, no gloves, right? All night. But then he's got to get ready for the parade the next day. So his wife, he lived out Morrison.
Oh, yeah. Great town.
His wife takes him down to the stream, makes him get undressed, and, like, here's your set of clothes. Throws him a bar of soap. He goes to lather up. Whoop. Soap pops out down the stream. But then the worst was he gets to the rink. That's where we started. He hands Smokey, our trainer, the jersey just reeks like it's got blood on it. It's got booze. It's got everything. It's sweat. They hand it back to him like, no, we got to wear the whites in the parade. You're wearing that.
Poe's a legend, boy.
That's a legendary story.
He is a legend of all.
That's a legendary story.
We practiced at we used to practice at the practice rink sometimes when in the summertime. Podes one day showed up in his car, in his gear, jumped on the ice. We're all, Joe's out there. Well, the big boys are out there. Yeah. Podes just comes up. All the me and Bear are always still scared of him. Even in the summer when you skate with those guys. Sure. Like, me and Bear are stretching, cold tubbing. We had a pregame meal just to do summer skate with him. Podes shows up in his car, pulls up, helmet on, gloves on, ties to skate. Let's like go, boys. Midsummer.
Like he's an Adam.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Pops out of the car, skate guards off.
Still can play, though.
I respect that so much. Yeah. Bear, thanks for everything you did, buddy. You helped us set this up. We couldn't have done it without you, so I appreciate it. And Army, you're a fucking beauty, brother.
Love it. Thanks
Keep
for that.
doing what you're doing.
Let's have a couple.
Let's get you on the pod.
We'll have a couple. Yeah, let me know.
You're getting into it tonight, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, green light. I heard
Bear shit in the woods?
Yeah. So, Bear, thanks a lot for everything, helping us set this up.
Absolutely.
We couldn't have done it without you. So
hey, love following you guys. Love seeing the success, and it's been great.
Awesome. Teammates always for life, though. Every city you go to, you guys do a great job bringing us around, too. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we need one more.
Yeah.
No, we're done. We're going to close her out.
Okay. All right, are we doing Friday? Are we doing our Friday top titty? We got to do a top titty.
Hold on. Where's Caldwell?
Let's just call it 5:10 already.
Up duck. Oh, he's taking a little bit. Look at this guy.
That's what teammates are for right
Cheers,
there.
buddy.
Cheers. We're having one last sip of old fashioned.
Thanks to everybody that came on. Sorry we didn't get to all your answers. We just had so many beauties on here that we couldn't. Like, what great guys. Every guy we had was amazing.
The Colorado Avalanche Alumni Association is they have set the precedent for the NHL for all the boys. If we have any guys listening to this that have been in the NHL, we need to do more of this. If you live in a city that has an NHL team and you are an NHLer, call your boys, put it together. These guys all did it themselves. They're now an independent entity, and just to the experience I had in Aspen with these guys over Christmas, with the dinners, they brought all the wives. I fucking scored 5 goals, got the OT winner. I tripped Shorzy.
I love that Shorzy was chirping.
Yeah, I love it. So anyway, Colorado Avalanche Alumni, thank you so much for putting this on. Rick Barry, one of my favorite teammates.
Yeah, he was awesome. Like Army said about, and it was funny because you just mentioned this one. I think when we were flying here together about, shouldn't be just what team, it should be NHL. If a guy lives in that city, like yourself, you've ingrained yourself for Orange County. Something I'm going to mention to Brian Allen because it's a good idea. I think like we're all in this together kind of thing, you know.
We got Game 5 tonight.
I hammered the Avs last night.
So we're gonna do this live on our show right now. If you're listening, because we got our last Friday top titty of the season, and you know what? I'm just gonna rick it out. I don't know the fucking numbers, but I'm gonna start.
Well, we got to stay on the salary.
We're gonna do it together. We're gonna do it together.
Okay.
And we're gonna start with your number 92, the captain of the Colorado Avalanche,
Gabriel Landeskog.
He's gonna be my top line center.
I love that kid.
Give me a winger.
Give you a winger.
We'll keep it under the salary cap.
I know. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Who do you think's going to have a night from you go Colorado? You like Lehkonen? You like
let's go Lehkonen. He's been quiet all series.
I like Lehkonen.
Let's go Lehkonen. He's been quiet all series.
And he was a big gamer in the Edmonton series.
Yeah, he's been quiet all series.
Okay, so we got Landeskog, Lehkonen.
We got to take one from somebody from Tampa.
Alex Killorn is my guy.
Yeah.
He's a champ. He's been there before.
Yeah. Here we go.
We're going to do that right now.
Our captain
so we got captain is Landy.
Where is he? There he is.
That handsome fella.
Look at that hair.
And then we're going to go left wing. We got Lehkonen.
He's going to be down here a bit. He's quiet. That's a good pickups.
I like that. Now we got Alex Killorn. PP guy, he's got no goals in the playoffs, but he's won before. Backs up against the wall, Tampa Bay.
He's due.
I expect him to have a night.
He's
now D-man.
Where is he here? Hold on. There he is. He's down the
totem pole. Because of our boy Sean Byram today on the podcast,
Bo Byram.
Mr. Bo Byram's old man, who's an absolute beauty. We're going with Bo Byram.
Yeah.
Starting left D.
Where is he?
Bo Byram. We're just looking through this here. You just got to hit the D-man. Search all players. Just type in his name.
Oh,
BY.
wow.
Bing, bing.
There we go. I didn't even know you could do that.
There you go. Now, our DraftKings top titty, second defenseman.
We got 21,000 left. We got 10,000. We got 10,000 left for 2 players. You did a hell of a job here.
I like it.
We're gonna get some good players.
Well, they'll tell you who we can get.
Nathan McKinnon.
We can get McKinnon. If we can get McKinnon, let's take him. Now how much do we got left?
10,500.
All right, for one guy.
Cale Makar.
For one guy.
You pick.
For one guy, I'm going Cale Makar.
Cale Makar.
And look, we have bet the absolute house on Colorado Avalanche, folks. So that is it. Submit our $3 to all you bettors out there. Good luck.
Yeah.
O'Brien's got the Avalanche money line and puck line.
Well, don't you want to just have a night tonight?
I want to have a night. Yeah,
if they win, you change your flight. You're not leaving until tomorrow.
No matter what, we're having a night. I want to thank
these
Max
2 guys
and Binger.
Couldn't do it without our boys right there.
If they weren't in control of the cameras, I'd slide one over because they're looking good. The boys are feeling it.
Hey, we got good seats tonight, boys. We got good seats.
Oh, we're having a time.
We're gonna get
tonight,
pinned
boys.
up tonight.
So Hall Pass Media,
Mile High
thank you so
Spirits,
much.
right?
Mile High Spirits. Thanks
What
for
a
the
spot.
old-fashioned.
Chase Campbell, good guy. Alumni Avalanche, Kyle Quincey, I love. Shorzy, I love.
Thanks to all our guests.
I love you
Jaya.
too. Kiefer, Lyles. Let's go watch this match.
Let's
fella.
have a time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everybody.
That was Missin Curfew.
You.